your legacy. Promise me a place. Baby, we built this house on memories. Take my picture now, shake it till you see it, and when your fantasies become your legacy, promise me a place in your house of memories. In your house of memories. Promise me a place.
And we're live, guys. Oh my god. Wait, hold on. I fucked up. Hold on. Sunny. Sunny. And I found an instrumental. Alright, this is it. This is the final. The final. This is it. This is the last time the gang's gonna be all together. It's painful. And everything froze. What's that? Don't freeze. Oh my god, this is it. This is the last episode. How are you guys feeling? How are you guys feeling? Am I the only one that's crying? Am I the only one that's crying? But yes, it is. We from the first episode down to the last. We got it. We finally got it to the 6th episode. It's bittersweet, but we will finally have an end to our tale. Trying to figure out what really is the true story behind the house that no one built. And it concludes here. Perhaps there'll be a cliffhanger for to have us more, episodes. We don't know. Well, it will end here. And I guess is this is it safe to declare that Changing the Lost is the first campaign you finished in your challenge?
Yes, it actually
Yay.
successfully will be the first of my mini campaigns this year.
Oh my god, yay. So
Yeah.
guys, let it
Yep.
be known. Let it be known. The house that no one built, Changeling the Lost, is the first campaign in the 6 campaign challenge series that Toby finished. We will take that crown. We'll take that win.
We take the lead.
Yeah, we take that win. I'm happy for that, and I'm happy for GM Toby. We're not even halfway through the year, and you already got 1 campaign down. 5 more to go.
Yeah.
So good.
It's actually a bit slower than my usual because I do try to hit 12 new game sessions, 12 new game systems every year. So as of now, I've
Oh.
only hit 4. So I have to catch up with one shots after this one.
Yeah, but it's good. But hey, who can say they did 6 campaigns in a year, right? So 6
Mhm.
mini campaigns, and this is your first one. So I just
Yes.
wanna, before we start the game, I just wanna give a thank you to Nair and Sin for going on this journey. I know I've always wanted to drag Sin into Changeling, a Changeling game ever since we had our obsession with Face. I stare at that one D&D baby, but since then, I'm just glad that you guys were, and Nair, you were just like you're along for the ride.
Yeah.
Tripping, falling, screaming, crying, all the works, all the emotional roller coaster. I'm just glad. So, all the violence, all the violence, all the violence. But yes, enough of me talking for a bit. I'll give now the floor to, of course, our storyteller, Toby. Take us away. Let us conclude this story. Let's end it
So
on. Yeah, go ahead.
as of last episode, we opened with a flashback where an old man was speaking with Santiago. They talked about the importance of family, and even shared words of power, an oath that would be best shared with someone deemed their chosen family. Um, this old man turned out to be the supposed old man in the abandoned house beside the orphanage. The same old man who is now somehow trapped in the dream house in the dreaming. Flynn, on the other hand, spoke with Dr. Minx, and in this flashback learned that the orphanage was to close down due to budgetary issues. Something about the Ardrey Foundation checks not arriving in time. Ardrey being the name of the High King David Ardrey, who is the ruler of the Changelings in Concordia. Um, as these flashbacks happen in the current time, Slate and Anna are discussing the dangers of the dream house, which for Anna is more likely to be a trap given it has manifested and no one knows who built it. As they consider these discussions, Anna does share with Slate how the the appearance of the house coincides with when Slate, her brother, disappeared, as well as all the knights as part of their circle back when they had this quest to hunt down Joseph Van Nosetti III. Um, Long story short, because we need to run the game, Slate and Flynn eventually enter the home in hopes of finding if Santi is truly inside, given Slate insists he heard Santi's voice. And they both find themselves reverted to children as they go through what seems to be a nightmarish recreation of the events back in the orphanage. Um, the same situation unfolds for Santi, who, while beside Cecily, finds her falling into some sort of stupor. And the next thing Santi knows, he reemerges in the real world, where he sees Dr. Minx worrying about her. When Santi opts to try to help, he remembers how old Millie spoke of bequeathing glamour to awaken someone trapped in banality, and tries to do so. Similarly, Flynn, locked in this nightmarish, repeating world of fear, Slate chooses to feed him glamour as well to try to break him free. As the changelings deal with the situation, Cecily awakens, but in her awakened state, Santi starts to slip into his human form, having spent all his reserves of glamour. But Cecily ends up breaking the bracelet in her wrist, which resurges and replenishes all the changelings with glamour, re-emerging them to their more powerful selves. And that is where the finale begins. Each of the player characters have now remembered everything. And to represent that, we open with a flashback. The three of you are standing in front of an old, rundown house. The house is in a terrible state, paint peeling off the walls, wooden panels fallen on the ground, windows with broken glass, if not boarded up. The three of you, accompanied by two others, whose names are not important right now, but basically you're a circle of 5 changelings. You are standing in front of the abandoned house where Joseph Van Nosetti is supposedly staying. The informants from both the Slua and other allies have shared with you that the Dantean was sighted here. And with the Oath of the Clasp Hands powerful enough to empower your circle of 5, in this flashback, you have come to defeat the Dantean. Each of you, please describe how you would have looked back then. Feel free to embellish whatever magical weapons or armor you may be wearing in this mission. We can start with the leader of the circle, and that is Slate.
Hey, let's go.
Hey! Oh no! So most likely you'd lose him in a crowd because he did prefer wearing his near cat suit like.
Mhm.
You call it a cat suit?
The one piece bodysuit.
Not necessarily. It looked like it was created with overlapping leathers, like dark leather,
Mm-hmm.
in order to like further blend in whatever surrounding he's got. So it kind of made him look more like a rogue when you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like it's easier for him to like just drop into shadows that way.
And your weapon of choice? Is it your
Weapon of
chimerical knife or was it something else?
It was a short blade, a short sword, and that chimerical knife. So he dual wield.
Okay.
He did wear his hood as well. So
And to your side would be whom among the players?
to the right would be. Oh, who would it be?
Oh, judging you.
It would be
Would it
Santi. It would be
would it
Santi.
be Flynn or Santi?
I'm judging
It
you.
would be the voice of supposed reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it would be the voice of reason, Santi.
Ah,
And
you know
then
what?
to
I'm gonna
his
go with
left
it.
is the
The Bloody Lord.
brutish Lord, Bloody Lord.
Mm-hmm.
British? I'm sorry.
Santi, what are
Brutish,
you
not
dressed?
British!
Um,
Well, that would be fun too. Would you like a British accent?
no.
Um,
What is Mirage looking like at this point?
More or less, there is. Whenever they move, it's almost as if like they're in oil canvas. They do have their pointy ears, their eyes like milky blue cataracts. You see a slight shade of yellow, but against a certain light, it would be golden. There's twisted horns on each side of his temple, almost looking like gnarled branches. But when they move, it's like ink in water, similar with their hair. They're probably one of the
Mm-hmm.
most beautiful bogans you've seen, because bogans aren't usually pretty, but he's a
Mm-hmm.
pretty bogan. He
Slay!
does have an aesthetic, and he does have shall we say, like a golden tattoo on his forehead. The symbol, I haven't really figured it out, but there's a golden ink on his forehead and his
Okay.
cheeks. So, but
And
he
yeah. Go on,
he's
go on. Sorry.
gangly, but not like typical Bogan fashion. He would have a button nose. He would have this like look of a halfling, but he's probably above average and a lot more gangly.
And the weapon of choice?
His weapon of choice would be uh, a lance, a long stick for reach.
Okay. And the Bloody Lord?
This case, in this iteration of the Bloody Lord, Flynn would be clad in basic. In this case, he would be clad in thick and heavy armor, mostly because it also acts as his uh, it acts as his prison cell, considering that the armor is practically weighing him down, but he doesn't
Mm-hmm.
mind the weight as he uses this very well to as he's going to use this very well to his advantage. His armor, they very how do you say? It is very crude in make, and it some would even mistake it originally for like being cold iron, as if really to hammer down on the fact that he is on a punished sentence because of his
Mm-hmm.
recent actions. He is,
And his
of course,
yeah.
he does not wear any helmet because of the fact that he wants to make full use of his traits, of his ability to bite down, and then his
Mm-hmm.
weapons of choice would be equally heavy gauntlets to grab and to pummel.
Nice. Accompanying the three of you are your three other circle members. Two of them humanoid and one a chimera. The first of them is a massive figure with broad shoulders. Um, Wears this coat that looks almost like moss. His arms are adorned with long spindles, almost like a centipede's leg. He is Motu, and he is one of the knockers. He has created an armor that allows him to fight better.
Yo.
And the second companion is a more quiet figure, dressed in just a white, almost ethereal dress that seems to constantly move as if she were underwater. Her face is plain and clean, no makeup, but then she has a band of cloth wrapped around her eyes, blinding her. On the cloth, there is a single eye, open and lidless, painted on it. She always carries with her a box, and she calls herself Pandora.
Oh.
And the last is a cat. An intelligent cat who has been with the three of you in all your adventures. That cat.
Cheshire? It's Cheshire.
Yep.
Okay. Oh,
Cheshire turns to you, Slate. Very well, my lord. How do we do this? Do we just barge in? Do we enter from different points? The cat looks at you, hoping for leadership, and leans close because everyone knows that Slate speaks softly but is in charge.
I. Oh god. Let's check the perimeter first, and we'll see for more entrances. Perhaps they have another way out.
Motu looks at you and nods. I can prepare a fence. My armor can create a fence to bound the building and make sure none of the dreamers accidentally walk in here.
Sounds good. We'll
Motu
start with
heads
that.
off. As Motu goes to the far side of the building, he opens his moss-like robe. We see the spindles in his arms extend outward, stomping to the ground like legs of a centipede. They extend, creating a perimeter around the entire house. While that's happening, Pandora turns to you, Mirage. You are the oldest among us. Would you have any advice on how we will handle this daunting? Mirage?
Oh, that's directed at me. Oh shit.
Yes.
What do I know of this Fontaine again? Can you refresh my memory? What would this Mirage know? At least what's the brief again?
You have been trying to stay calm. This mission is terrifying for you.
Okay.
You have heard of Joseph Van Nosati III. Any grump, and you are a grump,
Mhm.
have any grump still alive now has heard of him. Because Joseph Van Nosati III first appeared in August of 1969 in Daytona Beach. He was originally a noble of House Liam. He was knowledgeable in things of the dreaming. He had an amazing command over various cantrips. There was even talk that he might become the king of the Kingdom of the White Sands at some point in time, one of the other kingdoms within Concordia. However, his desire to understand the dreaming and banality led him to experimenting with banality. From what you know, Joseph Vanassetti had mastered soothsay.
Oh.
He could actually use it not just to read the fates of others, but to even speak with the dead. He was horrified at the realization of what secrets the dead changelings had to share with him. And this led to a dark, mad desire for him to find answers in banality.
Oh.
In the years that followed, he became such a powerful Dantean that any kingdom that learned of his presence would shut down. They would like lock down all the freeholds. They tell all the changelings to stay indoors, as to not tempt and get his attention.
Hmm. Would it?
And then they would secretly contact the High King to send a circle of knights of the Unbroken Circle, such as yourselves, to deal with it.
Hmm. So I grip on my lance at the recollection of this. In a different time, I would have had my sympathies, but there's a reason why we steer clear of the banalities, how it corrupts us. So I just give like this sober look towards the cat. I ask each of them if I'm assuming since we're knights, we would know somehow a way to combat banality, like probably fortify ourselves with more glamour. So that would be something I would check in with the others. Are you fortified with
In
more glamour, or to
yeah,
some extent, more of like military tactics style?
yeah. At the basic level, you're all filled up. You all visited freeholds before heading to this
Okay.
mission, so you're all filled up with glamour.
Okay.
The sad thing about glamour is it is always the equivalent of a hot knife to sorry, banality is always a hot knife to glamour's butter. No
Mm.
matter how powerful glamour tries to be, banality rips through it eventually.
I would inform them of this. Like I would give like like a small speech of like, try as we may, do not get close. Any source of banality could get to us, even the strongest of us. I give a side like bombastic side
Mhm.
eye to the bloody lord. Don't even think about it, just because you're
The,
strong.
the cat the cat turns to the bloody lord. Maybe that's why the High King sent you with us. You you are from the house that does not fear cold iron.
Mm.
Aye. And like immediately as he looks back at Mirage, the Bloody Lord looks at Mirage. He just has a sly grin, and then uh, he like pretends to do grabby hands.
I do an eye roll, typical of a red cap.
The
Oh, he's
cat
just having a little fun.
the cat turns to you, bloody lord, and mutters, "You think you can gobble him up?"
I'll go for the head first.
The cat gives a small but very noticeable grin. Pandora, however, sits down on the ground, putting the box on the floor. I am worried, my brothers and friends. If he is a master of soothsay, would it not mean he already knows we are outside?
If since I have Soothsay, I do have it, right? Or at least I have some knowledge of it. Is it safe for me to say that there's way too many variables, too many things to consider in Soothsay for him to consider this probability that we are here? And even then, he would not be able to predict any of our actions. For one, this lord over here is very unpredictable.
Is he? Is he really?
Well, we don't know where his loyalties truly lie. We know he's only
True,
here
but
because of his sentence.
well, I like to think he likes the adventure, don't you?
Pandora sighs. If we must act, we must act. But it is your call, Sir Slade. You are the leader of this circle. Even if the Bloody Lord outranks all of us, or should I say, used to outrank all of us.
What's your input on this, Bloody Lord?
The Bloody Lord crosses his arms and then looks at the wait, are we looking at like a stronghold or a freehold or anything like that?
No, it's an abandoned house. There's no
From the
Just
glamour
old
making
literally,
it
house.
more glamorous. It's literally the
uh,
abandoned house.
he looks at it and shrugs as he looks at the abandoned house. He's like, and he says, honestly, the faster we get this done, the less likely he'd expect what's going to happen next.
You all hear the cat hiss. The cat turns to you, Sandy. Motu, where's Motu?
Look around. Where is Moto?
You see the fence that he has extended from his armor. It still stands, but there's no sign of him.
Can we follow where the fence goes?
It's extended as a perimeter around the entire house.
Oh shit. Um, I look at the others. Have you seen Motu?
Pandora bows her head. I think it has already begun.
What has begun? No, it cannot be. Motu's the strongest among most of us. With the Bloody Lord second to him.
Your call when you act late. You're the leader. Unless
Yeah,
someone wants to break rank and charge in.
I'm a helper. I'm
Hint,
a sass.
hint, hint, hint. Does somebody want to break in? You have chance to break in now if you want to.
I am just a
Do
sassy
you want to?
bogan. You can't make the sassy bogan go forward. He'll let the meatheads go first.
As soon as Flynn notices Motu's missing, and especially at Mirage's comment, he immediately grunts before charging in, saying, "I'm not letting him have the first hit."
You rush
That,
forward
that's
towards the
so
front of
cute.
the house. Do you bash through the door? Do you try to climb your way up to the second floor? What's your plan?
The first thing uh, that the Bloody Lord is going to do is he's going to shoulder check through a wall.
All right. Roll strength athletics.
I swear to God.
I need to remember how many strength athletics do I have.
Your strength is 5 and your athletics is 4. So you have 9 dice. Don't forget you have oh wait, sorry. It's an extra health. That's all right. Just roll 9 dice.
4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 8. Wait, no. Wait, yes, okay. I was counting how many. I have rolled.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You rolled 9. And looking at it, you slam into the wood. The wood groans with a heavy pain, and as it smashes into the ground, we cut back to current time. Slate and Flynn, the door has crashed down to the ground. The two of you are out of the room where Flynn earlier was starting to think he was a child again.
Oh,
You mean the door just
And
falls
wait.
over, or like?
we're back in the orphanage, current
Uh
time.
huh. Uh huh.
Remember you fed Flynn the glamour candy
Juice
to wake him up?
box.
And
Juice
you're now
box.
breaking out because your memories have returned and you realize the threat that Santi is beside. So as you smash the door open and as you step into the hallway, in the distance you see the Motu currently distracted by sounds in the distance. Where do you go?
Motu is our friend.
Yeah.
No?
Yes, you
Do,
remember
do we
that
do we
as
remember
well.
that? Oh shit. We should go
Yes.
towards. Oh my god.
Santi, Motu. Santi, Motu.
Santi!
Sandy!
Santi!
Moto!
Can I use
Donkey.
my senses to see where to maybe hit myself? Yeah. To figure out what direction Santi might be in. Maybe Santi's where this is the Motu is.
You don't even need to roll. As you focus on your hearing, you could hear the Motu just scratching away at something that has caught its attention. But in the distance, you could hear Santi's voice very distant. It's
Like a
almost
young
like it's
voice?
coming. No, no. It's his adult voice, but it seems to be coming from a tunnel or a channel. You know how it sounds like there's an echoing tunnel sound,
Mm-hmm.
but it's
Wow.
not the same direction. It's the opposite direction. If the Motu's to the front, Santi's to the right.
We're
Let's get
going to
Santi.
go to Santi.
Let's get Santi. Come on.
But
The
Motu.
Flynn will
Running
look
towards
back at what the
Santi.
Motu is scratching at.
Yep.
So as the two of you rush down the hallway away from the Motu, we cut to you, Santi.
Oh.
You have your memories flood back into you. You have the recall of the events, and yes, as a player, you'll have to wing it to some degree because we are going through
Yes.
those memories
Oh
as
yes, as
flashbacks.
real time. Yep. Okay. Whew, I believe.
But as you start to remember and the things start locking into your head, you hear Dr. Minx behind you. Oh my god, what just happened? Are you alright? And as she takes one step towards you, you feel her presence starting to touch onto your glamour again. What do you do?
Do I have my lance with me?
You look to your side and to your surprise, yes, your lance is there.
Oh, on instinct, I look at her. Every fiber of my being is like stab. I want to thrust this blade towards her.
You hold the blade up, not yet. I presume you don't aim it yet at her, but you're holding it up.
Yep.
And as you hold it up and turn to look at her fiercely, she's taken aback seeing how angry you look. But you're surprised as you see the side of the lance closer to her is starting to lose. It's like the opacity sliders being brought low.
Oh no, I pull back. No.
You push closer to Cecily, and it's all whole again. Dr. Mink stares at you. Santiago, what have I done? You you're terrifying me.
Can I ask, given my memories are back, is this woman a manifestation of the banality of the house? Am I aware of this?
Sadly, as you look at her, your memories flood back. We cut to another small flashback.
Pew
In
pew.
this small flashback,
Okay.
you were standing at court.
Okay.
The current queen, Queen Mab, is currently at the throne, but she is busy right now on a phone call complaining. David? David, you promised me we were going to have a vacation. Well, I don't care if there's war going on in the south. And as the Queen Mab is talking to the side, not far from where you are, you see the other David, the 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 charming dark-skinned David who offered Slate an apple in the earlier sessions. This is David, who is one of the um, servants in the court.
Hmm.
You know this David to be a satyr. They're they're naturally into sensuality and promiscuity.
Hmm.
They can't help it. That's what they are, basically. Just like a Bogan can't help but help.
Mm-hmm.
A big pretty man.
They,
Yes.
David looks at you and says, "Well, yes, I've heard of Dr. Minx. She's one of the autumn people. We stay away from her when we can. Autumn people is the closest thing to a human version of the Dantean. They've embraced such boring lives that they become sources of banality themselves."
Oh my god. Okay. The
David looks
I
Yeah, this
immediately
is the
go.
chance to learn more if you want, or you can cut back to present.
Surely there must be some way we could help them.
An autumn person? I'm
Yes.
afraid not. You see, an autumn person has embraced banality so much that if you actually tried to infuse them with glamour, it's either they destroy the glamour with their very presence, or you do infuse them and their entire worldview shatters. They go mad. It's a terrible thing, to be honest.
Oh,
I mean, can you imagine being as droll as a human, and worse, being boring as a human wrapped in banality?
aren't humans as the sources of glamour? Do we not inspire them to create art? Why would we call them boring?
Fortunately, they'll never be as fun as changelings. David smiles at you and pulls out an apple. Would you like one?
I I just out of courtesy take it, but I will not eat it in front of him. And I go, "Mm, Dr. Minx, you say? How, how long have
Yes,
how long have they
a
been around?
lonely. Well, Dr. Minx has been in the city for the longest. She's always lived alone, never had a family. There aren't any records of her history, to be honest. And she has quite a remarkable life as a human, of all these achievements and studies and methodologies, but unfortunately never bothered to connect with anyone.
Hmm,
I I dare say she's the kind of person who has embraced ambition to the point that they're bored with having achieved it.
hmm. I wonder.
What about you, Santiago? Oh, I'm sorry, it's Mirage, isn't it?
Confused at the term Santiago. And but he go
David smiles.
I Santiago. Anyways,
I
I was about to ask, what would be worse for a creature such as that? To continue in the mundane or to be broken by the truth?
well, we follow the Escheat. We can never harm humans. And the autumn folk are humans who have fallen so far. The most we can do is, out of pity, avoid them. I mean, how cruel must a changeling be to even make someone so down in life suffer even more?
Hmm. So the way to help them is to continue to feed into the delusion.
Well, more on to just let them embrace the illusion they've chosen,
I,
because they can't handle the light.
I,
David smiles, and as he smiles, you're cut back to the present time.
oh
Minx
no!
is
I
staring
was
at you.
about to ask David, where did Santiago come from?
That's fine. That's fine.
It's okay.
Minx is staring at you. Santiago, please. What has happened to my daughter?
I look at Cecily. God damn it. Flynn should be here. No, thank you.
Turning to Cecily. As you stare at Cecily, you're surprised. There's a tinge of glamour surging through her. It's almost like there's some sort of swirling in her that's superimposed. Would you like to try to see it better?
Yes.
You have two options. The first is your roll perception and kenning. It's a roll, and the difficulty is 8. Your second option is to get Minx to move away.
I. mm, I. I kind of want to do both, but I'll do first the role play fashion as I exhale and I go. I'm. I must have dozed off. Would, would you mind, Doctor, if you could make me the kind of coffee you used to make in the orphanage?
Dr. Mink stares at you. You could see she's still a bit rattled from when you gave her the death glare.
I,
Can
as-
you add to your line something that will at least try to soften the fear?
I go. I. I'm sorry. There's been a lot in my mind. I feel like part and parcel. Whatever has happened to Cecily, I am to blame. I spoke untowardly to
Oh
her.
no, Santiago, don't you dare blame yourself.
It,
Sylvia Minx looks at you with worried eyes. It is not easy caring for someone. Trust me, I never thought I would be in a position to do so, and yet here I am now horrified that I might lose someone. Let me, maybe I should get us some tea. Would that help?
coffee. That. I'm sorry if I looked at you wrong. The rage is towards myself for speaking untowardly to Cecily. There's just so much in my mind and thinking about my brothers, and I feel like it could have, whatever this is, it's not just physical, but an emotional toll. I may have
I'm
some.
afraid I don't have coffee, but I can get you a glass of water. Autumn person.
All right. You know what?
Boring.
I could try one of your teas. They say tea is
Oh,
almost as good as coffee.
it's quite lovely. It has no flavor. She hurries to the kitchen to get something,
Ew!
and as she steps away, you see a surge of light where Cecily's laid down.
I crouch
Turning
down
back
and look at her like, what is going? Like, who is this?
as your eyes gaze into the pool of light, and we see it swirling. We cut back to the flashback.
God damn it!
It crash crash as the bloody lord tears through the wall, and as he vanishes into the wall, what does Mirage do next?
Wait, this place is mixed with the orphanage? Sorry, my brain glitched for a bit. It's
The flashbacks are all held at the abandoned house. Yes, the abandoned house is the abandoned house beside the orphanage.
in this current.
So
I'm,
in your
I'm.
current scene, you're in Minx's home, but the players also having to run through the flashbacks of the past.
Oh. And so I feel like Mirage, if she would remember real time, he would recall going after the Bloody Lord when
Okay.
he charged forward, giving one glance at the others, Pandora, if they are following suit. Because they're still concerned of the fact that Motu disappeared. And
Yes.
the only meathead left, the only meat shield left in the Bogan's eyes, might disappear as well. So there's concern.
You rush up the steps after the bloody lord who has vanished. Nair, Slate is hearing those words still. Yes, you're the only one who I've been feeding this information. The other players don't know what I'm talking about.
What the fuck?
I should
And as
probably
you
tell them.
see, and as you see Mirage rushing up after the bloody lord, what are you doing? Do you rush
Wait.
after as well? Do you um try to do something with Pandora or the cat?
Sorry, I just had. Wait, is this the question directed to me? Is this sorry?
The Slate.
Sorry.
Wait.
Slate.
No.
Oh no, did we lose
Right.
Slate?
Oh,
I think that might have died temporarily.
Are you there, Slate?
I think.
Okay, we may have lost
Hello?
Slate
Hello,
temporarily.
hello, hello.
Oh, there,
Hello,
there,
hello.
there. Welcome
There we go.
back.
Thank God for having
course.
two Wi-Fi's.
We thought you were having a dramatic pause moment, so we
We-
can
we-
go Slate.
I mean, you could think that,
The
but I was yelling into the
banality.
mic.
The banality.
The
As
banality is reaching in and affecting our internet.
it is. as Santi runs up, he would feel Slate's hand grab his and
Mm-hmm.
take and kind of like pull him back along with to stand beside Pandora, and then should I bunk to hide us in shadows and take us to
Yes.
flank to the side?
Yes.
Since he's already barging through the door, I don't have enough time, so I'll have to be quick about this, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. As per favorite, let's see. I take a look around to see if there's anything of interest in the area. Is there anything interesting? Like
Whatever
as a
it
quick
is, you
glance.
find it. Yeah, you tell me
Sweet.
what you find.
I find a flash or what looks to be a torch.
Okay.
Light. It seems to have been used already. So I'll take the tip where it used to be like coal, and then I'll draw around draw a circle around us, and I'll take the shadow of whatever is inside the charcoal circle and pull it over us
Mm-hmm.
to try and
As
like
you
yeah
so you swallow the three of you under a shadow.
yes.
All right.
He's sneaking in. When's
You just need to roll the bunk now to fulfill it. So that's Autumn and Faye. That's 3 dice. Gain an extra die because of the surge of glamour that you're all experiencing right now.
mm-hmm.
So roll your 4 dice.
Hmm. 8446.
And as the shadows wrap around the three of you, Mirage, you realize Slate has made you harder to see as well. The three of
What's
you, since the two players and the NPC, since you're wrapped in shadows, note that you currently have a -4. You currently have a 4 die bonus to move around and not be noticed, as long as you're staying in the shadows.
okay? Um,
All right?
that's good.
Mm-hmm.
It is the Bloody Lord still within line of sight, or does he disappear?
No, the Bloody
He's
Lord has
inside.
vanished inside the house, and a few more seconds passed while the cantrip wrapped around the two of you.
Mm-hmm.
As to what's happening to the Bloody Lord, Flynn, please roll wits alertness.
Oh boy. It's alertness. I don't have alertness, so 2. I rolled.
With your 2 dice, you have 1 success, and I roll.
That's a lot of dice.
That's a lot of
Oh,
dice.
you have a D4 in it.
You, oops, yeah, but that's okay. You break the wall, you break the door, you stumble inside, and as you glance around trying to get your bearings, you see the figure that's waiting for you from one side of the hallway. The figure
Mhm.
actually says to you, I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed. And he suddenly grabs you by your iron cage, your armor, and flings you deeper into the house. With my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes, you're flung across the room. Please roll stamina athletics.
2, 3, 4, 6. Wow!
Oh boy.
Oh, really bad roll. You only had 1 success and it's subtracted. So you're down to 0, but you don't botch because you had at least 1 success. But please, I'm so sorry. Um, but please take 5 levels of chimerical damage. I'm making you a second row to use for
Mhm.
the flashback, which is separate from your real life.
Okay.
There.
Oh.
You
Very
crash into the ground with a resounding sound, smashing through a table as he mutters, "Just to get it all out, what's in my head." What do you do as a recovery?
immediate Flint's groaning at the sudden uh, surprise of being flung in spite of the weight of his armor. And then immediately, in order to recover, he just uh, basically what is akin to like he kicks up his feet so that way he gets up and like immediately is back standing. And
Okay.
then he looks at the one who flung him around.
I realize you are in armor. Subtract your damage by 3. Your armor would
Hey.
have caught 3 of the damage you took.
Okay.
Nice.
As you leap back into your legs, you see the man. The man is dressed in tatters of leather armor. The breastplate is misaligned, the cape is torn into bits, one arm is bare. He looks at you, and his face is blackened by what seems to have been dried up tears on his cheeks. And as he stares at you get back to your feet, he mutters, "And I'm feeling a little peculiar."
Flynn Flynn tilts his head slightly at his rambling. He's like, I understand nothing about that, aside from the fact that you quite literally tossed me.
He
And so
stares at you. Yeah, go on.
uh, Flynn is immediately going to put up his fists. And then, of course, he clinks his gauntlets twice, like as if the thinking of a ring bell.
Mm-hmm. Do you cast
And
a
then,
cantrip to help empower you for this battle?
in this case, wait, let me check something.
You could Dragon's Ire, for example, to start giving yourself bonuses for the fight.
Let me see here. Let me just double check something. Yeah, in this case, him clinking his gauntlets, there's a small bit of glamour that ends up coating his gauntlets, and it glows an intense red, exactly like his hair. And then
Mm-hmm.
he puts up his guard as he puts up his guard, and then he gets ready as he marches forward.
Are you doing Primal Urge, Eldritch Prime,
Uh,
or Burning Fuse?
Burning to you.
Okay, so that's Dragon's Ire, which will allow you to increase your strength rating. And then some of the successes you'll have to allocate to duration. So to
Mhm.
pass this, Dragon's Ire is 3, Fey is 2, you have a total of 5. Um, and then your affinities nature. So that's it, 5. You have 5 dice to roll.
Okay. Uh, oops, let's do those.
That's 9, 2, 8, 3, and 5. That's 3 successes. So note down somewhere in your sheet that you currently have 3 additional strength temporarily.
Okay.
As you slam your gauntlets together, they spark with the dragon's ire. The man looks at you with a grin as he pulls his right hand up to his side, and manifesting into his empty hand is a gray sword. And as the sword comes into view, we cut back to present day Flynn. Flynn, you and Slate are hurrying down the corridor. Slate is pointing, saying that he had heard Santi's voice in that direction. The two of you recognizing this is the orphanage. The hallway you are running up is the hallway leading to the bathrooms. And then from there, when you turn right, it leads to the office of the headmistress. It's a joint scene for the two of you. What do you do?
Flynn is immediately going to pick up Slate, just so that way, because of the fact that Flynn has his athletics is track and field, he's just literally going to go down running while carrying Slate.
I am
Oh,
not a
okay.
battering ram!
For a moment, I thought leaving Slate behind. Good
I
job
would have
at staying
parkoured.
together. Grabbing your
I am.
brother, you
Said,
you turn the corner, avoiding the making your way down the hallway past the bathroom towards the headmistress area as quickly as possible.
I
Slate,
am.
yeah,
I
go on.
am not a battering ram. But he's clinging to. He's clinging for dear life. But yes, go ahead.
You hear Santi muttering something about coffee, and then you hear Santi saying, on second thought, that's fine, that's fine, I can have that.
Oh, so, is there anyone else I can hear in the room? Maybe heartbeats, the thump thump.
Ooh, that's a good call. I'll have
I
your all
like the thump
perception
thump.
awareness.
Oh shit.
Given you are Slua, your rolls for perception awareness is reduced by 1. But then you also have, um, well, yeah, that's it. So your difficulty is 7.
Perception and awareness is a +1. Is there any extra pluses for being Stupa? That was a question I'm bring to
Perception,
catch.
athletics. So your
Athletics.
perception is 3, alertness is 1, so that's 4. You have 4 dice and your difficulty is 7.
As long as one of the dice is 7, we're good. Yeah.
Yes. And keep in
Come on,
mind, everyone,
Gamba!
this is the finale. You might want to spend your willpower.
I'm good.
Just make sure you spend before the roll. You have 2
Yeah.
successes. Yes, you can hear the voice of a man. And the man is humming to himself.
Shit.
You hear the man muttering, and so I wake in the morning and I step outside.
And I take a deep
Take a deep
breath.
breath
And
and I
get
get real
real
high.
high and oh god.
And the voice is
I
coming from a place closer than Mirage's voice.
On top of my love, what's going
I
on?
recognize this voice and these lyrics.
And I say,
Yeah.
I grab what do you call this? I grip onto Split and be like, shit, he's here.
Do you
Hold
make
on,
him
hold on.
stop?
I pull his hair. I pull him back by the what are you wearing, Flynn?
what's going on?
I didn't want to
He's
pull your
wearing his
hair.
leather jacket.
He's pull. Oh, okay. He's pulling you. Is your leather jacket closed or open?
It's open.
Okay, he's
Never
pulling you
closes it.
by the jacket collar, pulling him
Mhm.
back or to the side, because he's there. What's his
Do you stop
Who's
running?
there?
David, what's his face?
Do you stop running, Flynn?
David,
What do you mean, David? What's his face? No, Flynn is still charging ahead.
If that's the case, I'm gonna use my knee and kind of like try and shove him to the other side.
You can use your tongue.
Oh, that's true. But I don't want to. I don't want to lose my tongue. This is a raging bull. We can't do that. Not yet, at least.
Double check your rolls. If you use your tongue, it's dexterity athletics. If you use your knee, it's strength athletics.
I know, but if he plays against it, I might lose my tongue. That's my imagination going on. What if I leave my
weird.
tongue over there?
The fear
I
in
would
Because
like to keep my tongue.
a tongue move is 7 dice. A knee move is 5 dice. Your choice.
I hear you. Okay. Is there anything that looks like you know how the lamp, cartoons, right? The when they go around the corner and they hold on to lampposts and they kind of fling themselves another direction. Are we
Yes.
hitting another corner?
Sure. And then
Okay.
maybe there's a post rail for something that you can grab hold of.
Okay. So you know how cats will cling to walls when you try and take them to the shower.
Yes.
So so like that, but it's more of redirection with his tongue and his whatever limbs are available.
To swing you both away or just yourself.
Both of us away, or into the
Alright.
wall, whichever he
Ro-
prefers.
Dexterity athletics, difficulty 7.
What's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dice?
Yes.
Oh no, that didn't work. 4, 5, 6, 7.
And we have
Wow.
an 8, a 10, a 10, a 7, and a 1. So you currently have 3 successes. Roll 2 more dice.
Oh,
It's another 10. Roll 1 more die.
okay.
A 6. So you have a total of 4 successes. Not only are you able to stop your forward motion and swing you to the side, I'll allow you to add a little bit more descriptor on what happens next. Do you land in a certain way? Do you, whatever detail you want?
Using my amazing tongue, we uh, oh wow, I did not realize that worked that way too. Uh, so we round the corner, and
Mhm.
luckily I can spot that there are some nice couches over there. And instead of flinging us directly into the wall, we go splat against the couch. Hopefully
As
nothing
you
is
both
broken.
land on the couch with a soft "Unk," um, Flynn, you are surprised that your brother, who still seems to be hand motioning, stop.
He's clinging to the couch.
Huh? Huh?
Flynn, hold on.
What?
It's
Who?
that guy.
David, what?
Man, I don't remember the guy's name. It's the
The
guy we
name
were supposed to kill. But if you say his name, he might hear us. It might, it might be something that triggers. What do you call it? It's like if you're minding your own business and you actually pick up a particular topic that interests you.
I heard you talking about me, you little shit. Something like
Yes, that might happen. And he's like, it's just somebody. Joseph Van Nishrelli or something.
that.
Do you remember that guy?
Flynn just has the most confused look on his face at Slate's explanation
Okay,
before
do you remember the
before
old
looking
man?
at him.
Do you remember the old man that lived across the street or
That's
beside the
why.
house? Yes, but he was the guy we were supposed to go after. But way back when we had that circle thing and he showed. Do we have the rings or no?
Yes, you're all wearing your rings now.
Yeah, he's pointing at the ring.
Flynn,
It's the guy we were supposed to get rid of, or something. Yeah.
Flynn looks at Slate and then like, okay, but what does that have to do with Santi?
He's in the same room and somebody else is there. Can I tell who or?
You try to focus, your eyes narrow as you try to hear the sounds better. But we cut back to the flashback. Slate, you
Oh
are
god.
in the flashback. You've cast the magic covering both Mirage and Pandora in shadows. And as the two of them hurry up the steps to chase after the Bloody Lord, they can hear already some sort of combat happening inside. Your eyes narrow in the flashback as well to try to hear more what's going on. You hear the man whose voice you could be hearing earlier while everyone else was preparing. He mutters to himself. I scream at the top of my lungs.
What's going
What's
on?
going on?
You can't sing that
And
song
and
without.
while he's muttering this, you hear Motu's voice. Slate, please, if you can hear me. I don't think he's here to fight. He he didn't kill me. Slate,
Where
you
are
have to
you?
tell the others to stop. Sadly, you can hear him, but he won't hear you. He's not Slua.
I can you see us though? We're
Cool.
covered in shadow. Motu.
No, you realize Motu, knowing you're Slua, is talking aloud, believing you're hearing him.
I rush upstairs cause yes. I
You
parkour if
do you
need
do you
be.
track Motu's voice, or do you join the group that's fighting on the ground floor?
Whichever who's closer.
The ground floor group, definitely. Moto's voice sounds like it's further behind the house.
Oh shit.
He must have been doing the perimeter when Joseph Van Nosetti found him.
Who is the last person in?
So currently, Pandora.
Can I see there?
Cheshire's still with you. Everyone who has gone
Oh wait,
in
Cheshire
past the
is there?
doorway. Yes, with you. The cat.
Cheshire. I grab the cat. Cheshire. Um, can you try and make them not fight inside or stall? I
The
need to
cat
go look for
stares at
Motu.
you. What? How do you expect me to do that? You hear another
Santi?
crash inside. The fight's ongoing.
I believe in you. He throws the cat inside and runs after looking for Motu.
The cat stares you as you run off and mutters, "I hate you!" And then
Love you too. Love you
hurries,
too.
hurries into the place to try to see if he can stop it. As you
I
hurry
can only
around the
imagine
perimeter of the
Mirage's
house,
face.
hurrying around the perimeter of the house, seeing the fences that have been built, you find Motu crumpled on the ground against the fence. You are staring past the fence because it's still the fence of Motu, right? It's a low wall.
Yeah.
And you're staring at the empty lot. That lot is where the orphanage should be. But as far as this memory is concerned, the orphanage is not there. As you arrive at Motu's side, he looks up at you and you could see there is a hole in his chest. The hole is gaping through and you could see the wall behind him. But the perimeter of the injury of the wound spreading outwards is turning monochromatic. It's like
Oh
he's
no.
losing color.
He's
You've
getting
heard of this.
undone.
You've heard of this. Joseph Van Nosetti's signature weapon is a vicious artifact known as the Grey Sword. Legend says the Grey Sword is why he is so powerful as a Dantean. He supposedly separated his banality into a weapon he wields.
Oh neat.
And Motu stares at you. I don't think he's here to fight.
But he's done this to you.
I he I I think I threatened him. He he was saying weird words.
He is. He's saying it and I can still hear him. Right?
Yes. Moto looks at you, reaches for you weakly.
I clasp his
I
hand.
I think I startled him and he just struck by reflex.
I
He called
believe.
he called me an insect.
Oh,
He's
but
now
you're bigger
turning
than
almost
that.
completely colorless. What do you do?
Can I give him will glamour help to reverse this? Or
You can try. You've never witnessed someone being undone face to face. Do you try pulling your glamour outwards to him?
yes.
When changelings give glamour, they could either infuse an object like you did the juice box, But and they normally do that for normal people. Hence, in the legends, the witch gives the apple, the the person gives the magic lamp. It's an infused object with glamour.
Mhm.
To a fellow changeling, you can literally offer the glamour as if it were an object in your hands. So what manifests in your hand? As you create the glamour, basically you create glamour in your hand in the shape of what?
In the shape of it. Oh, in the shape of a cube. Or well, let's put it this way. It's a D20. It's a D20 shaped shiny object.
He stares at the 20-sided object in your hand. Muto looks at you and shakes his head. I don't think that will work. I feel too broken, my friend. He asked me a strange thing. He asked me if Cecily is a good name. But you know what that means.
Cecily? Hmm. Could be a little girl's name, if you ask me. What did you tell him?
Muto's eyes are starting to close. He's now practically black and white. I wanted to answer, but there was a sword in my chest. And he curls forward, almost curling into himself, crumpling. All you see now is the moss all around him and the spiky legs peering out from underneath.
Oh. Well, at least he didn't die alone.
As you
Oh
hold as you hold his hand, pained that you have lost one of the brotherhood, you hear something you never thought you'd hear in a battlefield.
Let me
You
guess.
hear a
It's a
baby
baby
crying.
crying. Yes.
Yes. You find
no.
yourself looking up to the second floor of the abandoned house. You hear it coming from there.
Oh.
But then
We
more
got the
crashes in the ground floor. Your friends are in the fight. What do you do?
uh parkour upwards.
And as you
They can handle
parkour
themselves.
upwards, your leap forward and upwards is a jump back to the present day as we are back with Santi.
Oh my god.
You are staring at the swirl. There is a swirl in
Who?
Cecily's chest.
Who is it?
And as your eyes
Who
widen,
is
you
it?
realize it's Wayfair. In Cecily's chest, there is a swirling portal of Wayfair.
Um, I well, I've been through horrible jumps of Wayfair. If I make contact with this, will I go through this Wayfair, or is there something I have to materialize in my head to think about? Like, have I had experience with Wayfarers in my previous?
Well, portals always lead somewhere. You personally have never created a portal.
I mean,
So
have I
as
gone
far
through it?
as yes, you've gone through portals in the past. And the basic idea is whoever creates the portal directs where it leads, or they create a portal for someone and that person focuses on where they want to go, right? But this one seems to be a portal. You don't know who created it. You are not certain where it leads. But you are now thinking, was this how you got shunted out of the dream?
Who's you, Cecily?
You,
Me?
Slate. Santi. Remember you were in the dream house.
Yeah.
And then suddenly you're here in this house. Was it because Cecily was a portal out?
Mm, my brain hurts, but I will be like, so if I jump back, I'll go back to the house or something.
You think so. But then it's Cecily. Why is she a portal? Or why does she have a portal? Do you wake her or do you try interacting with the portal?
I try to interact with the portal.
Your hand reaches for the glowing light.
I would like to apologize to Flynn in wherever he is. I am not touching your girlfriend's boobs. It's just my hands just going through the portal. Okay,
Putang ina.
Yes,
I just want to clarify
definitely.
that I'm gay.
Consent, Emma, consent.
As your hand approaches the swirling lights that are seemingly twisting the very reality of her chest,
Mhm.
Cecily's eyes slightly open, and she mutters, "Flynn, help me."
Oh shit!
You touch the portal, or do you stop?
I I look at her with the most like with my hand still hovering. I look at her with the most sincerest like look of like, take me to Flynn. Assuming this is how portals work, I want to get to Flynn. I want to
Her
get her to
eyes,
Flynn.
her eyes open, as does her mouth, but it's not to talk to you or to say something or to look at you. Instead, as the eyes and the mouth open, you see the glamour surging outwards from them as well. And then the next thing you know, you haven't touched the portal yet. You're shunted through it. You're
Oh.
sucked through. It's like flu powder.
Mm.
And the next thing you know, you're back. You're back in the small office. There are glasses, there's the alcohol bottle. You see Nemo seated in one side as he mutters, "What's going on?"
Oh fuck.
And I say, he looks up, "Hey." He looks at you and smiles.
I'm gonna sing. This song makes me sing along, and I hate it. Like, I ask him, why does the portal connect to you? Why does it all lead to you?
He looks at you. His face basically says, "I don't know what you're talking about." He grabs the glass and hands it to your hand and says, "Hey, hey, 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 hey." I said,
Let's
"Hey,
go.
I
what's going on?"
Oh my god, I don't take the glass. I stare at him.
He stops.
I stare at him intently. And I go, I am a creature that helps. How can I help you? Whatever problem you have right now.
He stares at you, again, confusion in his face. And you realize, wait, is it because he's still seeing only your human side? Even if this is the dreaming where your fey nature should be present, in this dream house, is he only seeing Santi and not Mirage?
Mm.
Now, for changelings, they have this ability which is known as calling forth the word.
Oh.
When they do this, they manifest their changeling self for real. So it becomes visible even to normal people.
Okay. Oh, it's like a Famian.
Yes, the Famian basically, which is only visible for fairies, it becomes real. So
Mm.
your mirage form becomes your actual physical human form.
Okay.
Will you risk doing this?
To get through to this guy, knowing this might help him? Yes. I.
All right. Um, to call the word, please spend a willpower point.
Okay. Did I delete it properly? Hello? Sheet. Everything lagged. It's connecting.
Don't.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's my mistake. It's a glamour point to call the word, not willpower. I'm sorry.
Can someone edit because my spreadsheet's not cooperating?
Do you want me to? What you need done? Yes.
Just change my current to -1, please. Thank you.
Willpower.
Glamour.
Glamour.
Glamour to number 4. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Glamour wraps around you and turns your Famian into a physical
Can I
manifestation.
just declare I
You-
do like Voldemort style of like you just see the skin and then like it pushes back and it looks like a you know, like when you're smearing a paint in water kind of thing.
Sure, sure, that's
It's
perfect.
it smears the human form and shows the blue and the gold like smearing into existence.
Um, Nemo looks up, and upon seeing you invoking the word, he stumbles backwards, and you see in his face the face of someone utterly horrified and enthralled. It's pretty much the same reaction we all had when we saw Lord of the Rings for the first time, and Galadriel did her have a queen.
Like oh, was that
It's
live?
terrifying, but it's also beautiful.
Yes.
As Nemo stumbles
God.
backwards and stares at
Keeps
you, he mutters, "Oh God, I think I had too much to drink."
And then I extend my hand in front of him and go, "How can I help you?"
He stares at your blue hand. He sees the swirling inks. He slowly raises his hand to look at it and reach for yours. This is really happening. This is real. As your hands are about to touch, we cut real quick to Flynn and Slate, who are both outside on the couch. The singing has stopped, and you both
At this
hear
rate,
Santi's voice much closer now.
we hear what
at,
he's I hear what he's saying, yes.
Yes, you both easily hear what he's saying because you're like outside the office, right?
Okay, okay. Flynn, we have to wait a little bit or we can't startle this guy.
Well,
Flynn is trying to remember, quite
Old people
literally
not to remember.
he's trying to remember the fight, or rather the encounter he had, but all he remembers is literally a boxing match.
Oh,
Oh,
as you think about the fight, remembering that moment, I'm sorry, we jump back to that flashback. I was waiting for the trigger. You see him, the gray sword appears in his hands, and he looks at you, still muttering the lyrics of the song.
let's
What did you do that moment, Flynn? Or sorry, what did the Bloody Lord do that moment?
and I tried.
Uh, at that moment, the bloody lord is just the first thing he wants to do is to try and disarm him. So he's going to go in for trying to get him to drop that sword, especially considering he does not like how that feels. Like just the
Um,
sheer existence of it.
Are you planning one maneuver? Do you want to try splitting your actions to multiple maneuvers? If you let's say you grab with one arm and then your other arm pulls the sword away, then you could split your dice pool to two different pools and roll them separately.
And I tried. And I
In
do I
this
try.
case, what
Try all
what
the time.
the bloody lord is mainly going to do is he's going to try and uh disable the hand that's trying to hold it, like make him lose grip by
Okay.
hitting the hand that's holding it, or the arm rather.
So you have 9 dice for
Mhm.
your strength and brawl. Don't forget you have 3 extra successes.
Okay. So I rolled 9.
Yes.
Institution.
Oh my god.
Try.
I rolled
Oh my, can't do it. Oh my god, what the heck is that roll?
So currently you have one, two, three, four, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. This includes already your additional from tens, right?
No, I haven't included the.
Oh, wait. I think I'm combining your roll with slates. Yes, I am. So let
Okay.
me
Yeah.
count that again. Seven,
Mine's red.
six,
You can
eight.
you can
Yeah.
click the eye thing to remove oh, what do you call this? The
I did the
dice.
thing where it cleared.
Yeah, I don't think.
Oh,
I
okay. It's
cleared it.
okay. So basically, Flynn, you have three successes,
Hmm.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
As you rush forward, hoping to strike his arm and disarm him, he stares at you as he mutters, "So I wake in the morning and I step outside.
You're gonna take a deep breath.
You, you take a deep breath and you get real high."
Oh no! Fuck!
Oops. Ah, wrong dice again.
Oh.
It shifts to D4 at some point. Five,
Yeah,
It's
because
it.
six,
after it
one,
shifts
two, three, four,
the
five,
thing.
six. Yeah, seven, eight, nine. There you go.
Oh
That's
boy.
one, two, three, four, five, six successes. As you charge forward, he utters to you these words. And as he utters these words, I use up my bunk of singing What's Up.
Oh
I've
crap.
been singing it across multiple turns. So that is a very powerful bunk. And with that, I commanded your armor
Oh
to
boy.
go up. So as you charge forwards, hoping to hit Joseph Vanusetti III, the next thing you know, Flynn, is your armor leaps up with you still in it, and you crash through the ceiling, disappearing from the ground level.
Oh my. Wait, the title of the song's "What's
This
Up."
this
Yeah.
It is.
You
Yes,
want
the
me to
title
send
of
it
the
to
song
you?
is What's Up?
Shall I
I thought
send it
it's
to
"What's
somebody?
Going On." I thought that's the title all this time. Thank you for enlightening
Yes.
me.
this
So
Fuck.
this
that's so
late
that
just
so that's
watch
an example of a terrifyingly long prepared bunk. As you vanish through the ceiling, Pandora and Mirage close in on Joseph Vanusetti III. Um,
Cheshire, where are you?
um, Santi, as Mirage closes in with Pandora, the two of you are cloaked in shadows. Joseph is staring at the ceiling and he blows a chef's kiss towards it and mutters, "It's always satisfying to bring some quiet into the house again." What do you do, Mirage? This is the flashback Mirage, not
Oh,
the
okay.
current time Santi.
This is the threat. This is the threat right now. But
Yes. And this will also color how you'll help him in the future, in the modern time.
I go like from the stories I've heard of him, like how he's fused so much of the banality. Is there a part of me that I feel like he'd have a skewed thing, like the way to help him is to basically end him. Like he's so like a man who has been so consumed with banality. He thinks that the only
Hmm.
way to help him is to free him of it through death.
Keep in mind, Santi,
Yeah.
Bogans only need to help those who ask for help.
Oh.
So you don't have to do, and you don't have to act like you're helping Joseph unless he asked for it, and then
Uh,
that's when you have to help him.
okay. I look
Yeah.
up and seeing how the Lord just basically went bye bye, seeing as
Hmm.
violence is not the option. There's still the part of him that wants to do violence, but at the same time, it's like I look at him, I lower my lens and go,
You're hidden in shadow, by the way.
oh,
Just want to make sure that if you want to take advantage of the fact he hasn't seen you, you still can.
okay.
Because thanks to Slate, he wrapped you both
Oh
in shadows,
right,
right?
sorry. I will. I look at Pandora actually,
Hmm.
and I go like, how can I help you in this situation? So the odds are in her favor.
Pandora whispers to you, My box can hold anything. Maybe we can shove him inside.
I nod. I will.
And you see Pandora put the box on the ground, and as she pulls the sides, the box starts stretching as if it's turning to the size of a coffin.
Mhm. I. Ooh. I'm assuming that the shadows doesn't apply to this item, right?
It still does. It still does. Because
Uh,
officially, Pandora has not attacked.
mm, okay. I would say, do I see, um, do I see the man at least stepping away? He's still looking up. Is he moving somewhere?
He hasn't moved. He's just standing there right now.
Is there a rug in the room?
You glance around, and yes, you want him to be standing on the rug. I can allow that.
Because what I want to do is like when he takes a step in, like the cartoon, like with with the item, I would have him mistake it for the rug and just step on it normally, not realizing he stepped into a hole.
Pitfall cover.
Sorry, can you repeat that? I got lost.
Basically, there's a rug on the room. I want to help Pandora put the item on the floor, on the rug, and have it mistaken as the rug. So that when he steps forward, he doesn't realize he's stepping into it and falls in. I want to be able to help with that. So it's basically veiled eyes to change it, if it's possible.
Oh, okay, good idea.
And just use the
Veiled
rug,
eyes.
because I'm assuming he's still stepping on it. Like he'll walk away at some point, but I want him to step into it, like not
Okay,
realizing it.
so veiled eyes is chicanery. That's 3, and then you're affecting him. So fate.
Yes.
So that's 5.
Yes.
So you have 5 dice to roll. Before you roll,
I
what's
would
your
like.
bunk?
Um. ooh. The bunk is like how to describe the situation, right?
Is how you make the magic happen. In his case, he was singing a song as if he was doing evocations and released it finally after a number of turns. In another case, the bunk was drawing on the ground to create a portal, right?
Mm.
So you can describe how you cast the magic. Basically, that's the bunk.
Oh, okay. In that instance, as Pandora is making her way towards the rug, I look at the rug,
Mm-hmm.
and my lance isn't usually a weapon. You know the crochet, the one with the
Okay.
hook. So it's like he in the air. He's making motions as if he's doing crochet.
Mm,
So that's how he's like weaving the item that Pandora has to merge with the
I
rug.
love it.
So
I
it's
love
probably
it.
he's like crocheting in the air.
I love it. So um your difficulty, I'll make that a level 3 bunk.
Mm-hmm.
So you decrease the difficulty by 3.
Okay.
Now I'll wait first. So base difficulty is 8. If the target has banality more than 10, that's plus 1. So that's 9. Is the target a higher title and there's no consent to be affected? Yes. So difficulty is currently 10.
Uh-huh.
And then you got a bunk of 3, so it goes down to 7.
Okay.
Do you want to spend willpower?
Yes, please.
So your willpower goes down by 1.
Okay. Can someone edit that for me? Thank you.
I got it. So you have 1 success so far, and you're now rolling your remaining dice against difficulty 7.
Okay.
You have 5 dice.
Okay. Thank you. Ah, fuck. That is a 75363.
So that's 1.
So that's just 2 successes.
Yes. As you weave, the illusion happens. The position switches. And as it switches out of place from where it was before, um, Joseph Vanusetti turns this moment. You hold your breath, fearing he has spotted you. To your surprise, he makes no reaction of having noticed anything. He mutters to himself, Cecily. Cecily does sound like a good.
Oh shit. Oh.
You see him thinking for a moment, not moving, and you're holding the enchantment. You're keeping the illusion there. Pandora's waiting for that right moment as well. He closes his eyes and then he starts to mutter words.
Is there a way to
The
silence him?
words.
Oh god.
Sorry?
Is there a
Sorry,
way
what is
to
that?
is there a way to silence him? I feel like talking bad. Is there a way for me to stitch him up with my crochet lens?
Not without stopping the casting you already have set in
Oh
motion.
no! Panic. Okay. Fair. Oh.
You hear him mutter, We've only just begun to live. White lace and promises. A kiss for luck and we're on our way. And as he's muttering these words,
What
you
song is
and
this?
Pandora glance at each other. You could see, how is Joseph Vanusetti manipulating glamour? He's been consumed by banality all this time. Why is there glamour swirling around him now? But as he's muttering these words, you notice he starts to move forward, stepping closer and closer to the rug you have concealed from his senses. Maintain or do something else?
Part of me's like, this is bad. I just want to shove him into the area. I will use the whatever stealth given to me by the lovely Slate to more or less make a running start to push him into the rug hole.
Will you abort your veiled illusion on the rug?
Uh,
Because that's like seconds away from springing.
wait, he's walking into it now.
He's just
Yes.
about to.
Oh, okay, no.
It's just a it's a question of if you'll wait a bit longer or if you'll act.
Oh, like, cause spell banned. Wait,
Illegal?
wait to fall.
You wait.
I will wait. I will help Pandora. Whatever Pandora's doing, I will support her. I'll be support character.
That's perfect.
Illegal?
And
Is
as
that
you
you?
wait, if this were a TV show, camera zips upwards through the ceiling, and we're on the second floor. Slate, you land on the window, and as you slide it open, you're staring at Bloody Lord. You see the Bloody Lord is embedded in the ceiling of the second floor. Not the floor, the ceiling.
Is there anything
So
else
from
in that room?
ground level through ceiling, second floor, still up to the ceiling.
Huh. Fancy seeing
And
you
in
here.
and in that room, with the hole below you, where you could see Joseph Van Nosetti mumbling to himself, you notice in that room there is a makeshift crib. That is where you're hearing the whimperings of a child.
Uh, is there anything that would obstruct me from getting there? Is there any like traps or something to get to the crib?
Your eyes scan and find nothing. You if you don't trust the nothing, you could spend a willpower point to heighten your senses further.
Do I?
Do you your call?
Yeah, sure. Let's do that.
You
I'm on the
spend a
wrong page.
willpower point. You sharpen your senses to the point that if there were illusions, you'll see through them. And as you penetrate and see through whatever may or may not be there, you find no illusions covering the traps.
Mm. So there are traps.
No, there are no traps. There are no traps present.
I make my way, hopefully skirting the hole or trying not to be. Well, can I? I'm still not seen anyway, so I'll check on the child. Is
You see the child, the young babe, probably at most 2 years old, probably less, probably a year and a half. I have sent you a message. I shall
I so
discuss
I'm
with you
reading it.
that
I'm reading
later.
it now.
And as you are seeing that, we jump back to the present. So Flynn and Slate have not rushed back in. So we go back to you, Santi. Present time.
You got this,
He
Emma.
reaches for your hand and then stops, and then he mutters to you, "I'm having a breakdown, ain't I? That's what this is." Oh, damn it, Nemo. Maybe you should have stopped taking your meds. Nemo stares at you, Santi, uncertain if he should believe that he's staring at a blue figure that has antlers and ink like skin.
I get closer. I look at him and go, "What is it that you need? What is it that you truly want?"
I. Have you ever felt like you're not sure if your life is real? Have you ever felt like you're trapped in some nightmare and you can't wake up?
I,
Oh God, I can't take this. He starts looking for the bottle again.
I, ooh, is there a way I can comfort him?
How?
In a way, like, assuming this is who I
Aside
think,
from the bottle.
assuming I know this is who I think it is. Assuming.
Mm-hmm.
I, if you were left alone, would things have been more peaceful?
He finds the bottle. He looks at it if there's still contents. He starts trying to open it and he mutters, "I think that's what I." He shakes his head. Um, do you like music?
No, I prefer the silence.
The
He,
sound of silence is
he
also music.
nods. I I don't think I like music myself, to be honest. But sometimes I think I keep hearing something.
Do
Like
you,
like like there's something still humming in my head.
do you ever wonder
Ooh,
what were you in the lives you feel aren't real?
he stares at you. Lives? How did you know there were more than one?
I give a very Mona Lisa vague smile.
And with that smile, we cut back to outside. Flynn, you are staring at the door where supposedly Santi and Nemo are, and you just remembered that man with words hurled you through stories up.
Flynn looks at the
I
slate and he's like, "Yeah, you're probably right." And then he, he tries to get closer to the door, like the door frame. Like, is the door closed or is it open?
The office door is currently closed.
Flynn is going to just lightly touch the knob to try and get it to be ajar, so it's not entirely
Okay.
closed, and then
As you're
very
approach, as
slightly
wait, for a
open it.
moment. Wait lang. I have to check first. As you're approaching the door, Slate, are you doing anything? I just want to check if you're interfering with Flynn.
Uh, yes.
Because he's now
I
reaching
will.
for the door, and you did earlier stop your motion towards the office.
Yes, I will. I will. Help him reposition himself so that he can put his ear against the door or like the side of the door, like the door frame.
So, so when he reaches for the doorknob, you hold his hand to not open the door,
Yep.
and parang press your head against the door so you can both listen.
Yep. Pretty much.
Back to you, Flynn. With your brother doing that, do you follow his lead, or do you still shove the door open anyway?
Flynn looks at him and like eye rolls before just pressing his head against the door, thinking like, "Fine, we'll do it your way."
You both press your heads against the door, and you both hear Santi, his earlier lines. How can I help you? And you hear Nemo's voice, the same voice that you both remember in the flashbacks as Joseph Vanosetti the third say, do you ever feel like your life is a lie? And Santi saying, tell me what lives you remember. Lives? How do you know there was more than one? But it's that moment both of you realize it has gotten dark in your side of the room.
Dark.
Yeah.
As you both look up Flynn and Slade, you realize this part of the room outside the office where you're at has somehow gotten extremely dark.
Like horror dark
Because
or like
because a few seconds earlier, while you were both intently listening at the door, a pale figure appeared on the other side of the room. And as the pale figure stared at the two of you, she reached out and opened the box.
Oh,
She spread her box wider and wider as she tiptoed towards the two of you. And as you continued to listen through the door, that who was once Pandora pressed her impossible box to wrap into you both.
oh, gee.
What do you do?
can
Uh,
oh wait, you go first. Go first.
no, you first.
Oh, okay.
Suddenly, you go first. You go first.
No, you.
Let's see. I will. I mean, I see her, right? Or it's like I don't see her.
All you
We
see
just
now
notice
is
it.
the
Just
box
do we see
because
the edge of the box?
you're already mostly in. So you could see the edges of the box about to press against the wall and the door.
Well,
You are Slua. You can literally still slip through that gap if you're all good enough.
but can Lynn get out?
Flynn will probably get stuck until you get that box out of there.
Oh. What if I kicked him like parkour style, kick him out of the way, and myself the other opposite direction?
The gap between the box and the wall is barely 3 inches,
But he would
so he won't
still.
fit through. You will slip through. You could both try to push against the box, but given it's an impossible box that can fit anything, you'll probably push against nothing.
I can't grab the ledge, the edge of the
You
box.
can. You try grabbing the ledge.
I was hoping that if I'd kicked him, his fingers kind of got stuck on the edge, and he would have like leverage to push himself out.
We can allow that. It will be a very calculated kick, so his hands end up on that on that gap.
Yeah.
Luckily, I
Right.
have good parkour.
Let's
It's kicking myself
Let's
out
do
of
it.
places.
Let's do it.
What else can
Since
I add
it's
to this?
precision, it will be a wits athletics roll for you.
With okay, and athletics. Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's okay. That's an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Mm. I can't use like chicanery, or I mean, is there time to use chicanery to yell?
No, this is like
Nah.
it's like a 3 second gap. So it's like in like 1 second it'll be shut closed. So it's just time for one
Ah.
quick action.
All right.
Calculated
Rolling.
kick.
I have a 10.
God
We'll
damn
add
it.
the dice.
You move quickly, darting your fingers on one side of the box as your foot shoves Flynn to the other side, and before he can complain, his fingers are pressed against the gap as well. Flynn, it's that moment you realize the darkness all around you is not actually darkness, but the interior of an impossibly large box. And with your fingers pushed against the edge, and Slate blocking the other edge, you've both kept the box from closing in and trapping you both inside.
Yeah,
Memories
teamwork.
surge. Yeah, memories surge immediately that this is Pandora's one and only treasure. A box that she has used in the past to actually contain a car.
How useful.
What do you to do?
The moment Flynn realizes he's in Pandora's box, he's he literally gets pissed off. He's because he doesn't like. One of the things that he definitely hated was the fact that he usually ended up in Pandora's box, so he hates being back in it.
Mhm.
So the first thing he's doing is immediately like leveraging his grip on the ledge, and then
Mm.
he's going to try and lift it as if he's like lifting a like a bar.
Do you use Dragon's Ire to boost your strength first? Because now that you're holding it from closing, there is time to bunk.
Yes, I he will use a dragon's ire. It's in this case it would be burning two, and more or less it's like as if there is like as if it's trying to snuff out the flame by trying to put a cover on it, but instead it just goes terribly wrong, as there's like the blood boiling in Flynn, and it like even to the point where it's like it looks like as if it's actual fire coming along, like running through his arms as he tries pushing against the box, like the ledge of the box, like as if trying to lift it.
Okay, Sync, you're describing the cantrip already happening. What you need to describe is the bunk that leads to it happening.
Uh,
So, for example, a simple bunk might be you rub your fingers and you blow. Yeah.
Put your
In
fingers
this
on the
case,
nose.
since you have your hands trapped on that gap of the box, what would be your quick bunk to make the fire erupt and then manifest in that way?
Uh, can I declare that if you so try to yell, I'm gonna put my foot in your mouth and hope I can get it back later? We don't want to
oh
startle the
my
guy. He killed Moto, man. He killed Moto.
Yeah, we could assume that first. When you first open your mouth to say something, Slate covers your mouth with his foot, basically giving the signal, "Don't be noisy." So you have to come up with a bunk that's quiet. Do you need time to
um,
think? I can jump
yeah,
back to you.
yeah, I need time to think.
So while you're pondering over this, Slate, we cut back to your flashback because this is not the first time you've been in such a weird predicament. And that previous one was when you were staring at the baby.
What a cute child. What is
The
your name?
baby, the baby is on the crib. It turns over to look at you and gives a small squeal giggle. And that's when you realize the pillows around the baby really terribly stitched onto it Cecily.
Oh, So this is what he meant.
But then your eyes focus and you see what I messaged you.
Yeah. Peculiar little thing you are. Being both or not at all. This sounds like a weird science experiment, if you ask me. I would like to use naming, but I don't know how to interpret and decipher things between the lines. Hello? Am I lost
Yes?
again?
No. We can hear you.
Okay.
I thought you were just monologuing, so I'm just letting you keep talking.
Okay. Oh crap. No, I really don't know how to
So
use between the lines.
so
But it.
no, naming one, you don't need to name. Naming two is the one where you give a nickname. So naming
Oh,
one, you can just use that and it'll give you extra dice to decipher what's going on.
perfect.
So that's two dice for naming, and then you're targeting the bebe.
The baby.
The baby.
Oh no, I don't think you can target the baby.
Oh shit, is it a. Is it a.
You have
Oh, wait, it's a
you you
stranger.
you have actor two, which is only true friend and personal contact. You can't affect a
Oh, God.
stranger.
What? Well, I know the kid's name now. Can I befriend the child?
Oh, you know the name, Cecily. That's right.
I know this
Then
kid.
then yes, personal contact applies now since you know the baby's name.
Thank goodness.
Okay, so you can
What a
roll
good
four
name.
dice in total.
Four dice.
For a moment, you have four dice in total. Your affinity is prop, so that doesn't give you a benefit. So your difficulty was 8, 9, and then what's your bunk to give you insight on this deciphering?
I'm going to trace the stitches on the name
Okay. Oh, that's nice.
and gently whisper, "What are you, little Cecily?"
Fantastic. That's beautiful. I'll make that a level 3 bunk. So
Yay!
from 8, 7, 6, 5. You have 5, difficulty 5, you have 4 dice to roll. Are you spending willpower?
No, because Gamba.
Okay, just roll for
I
it.
should have used it, but I think this will sort of not work, maybe? What was the difficulty
Difficulty
again?
5,
Oh, I like
5. You have 2 successes,
one
but then lost
success.
1 because of the 1. You have 1 success. So repeat your question.
What are you?
The baby stares at you and giggles. And as it giggles, you hear the answer.
Suspense. What is
Oh.
this
I sent
secrets?
I sent to you the answer
Oh.
because the others don't hear it. And we
Oh.
cut back to modern time.
Oh.
Santi,
hmm
he stares at you. How do you know that there are more than one?
We lived many lives. Death.
He grabs his head again and he mutters, talking to myself, feeling old. Sometimes I'd like to quit. Nothing no longer seems to fit. Hanging around. Nothing to do but frown. Ah! He grabs his head.
What? I want to know how to best comfort him. And he goes, "Do these questions bother you? Would you prefer to live in ignorance and bliss, or do you wish to know? Do you wish to know if any of this is real?"
He looks up at you. Rainy days and Mondays always get me down.
What? Why are you quoting Carpenter? Sorry. I mean,
And then he grabs his hair again. Ah! He drops to one knee as he seems to struggle, and he starts to mutter, "Why do birds suddenly appear?"
every time you warn you.
You say that?
Um,
Do you say that?
I. No, that's the player. No, but
Does the character say that?
I would say yes. Knowing,
He
thinking might help.
he shoots up, looking at you. His eyes widen. Just like me?
They long to be.
His eyes widen. Close to you. You hear it too.
I'm
You
a
hear it too?
carpenter girl. What is making you throw me so hard?
Are you hearing it too?
I'm like, I hear it.
He comes up to you. He reaches for your hand, now holding it tight. Such a feeling coming over me.
I forgot the line for that one.
There is a wonder in most everything I see. Not a cloud in the sky, got the sun in my eyes. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's a dream.
Mm, fuck. Brain.
As he
Uh.
stares at you, waiting for you to hear the words, I'll give you time to Google. I cut back to Flynn.
Oh, fuck. I'm
Flynn, what's
doing
your bunk?
carpenter homework.
What's
Fuck.
your bunk, Flynn?
Flynn is grinding his teeth extremely
Oh, that's
hard, like
perfect.
as if it's sparking up against his clothes, up against his everything. And
That's
just
perfect.
as soon as his arms catch on fire, he's like trying to lift it as hard as he can.
That's a perfect bunk, especially because you are a red cap, my friend. So you're all Dragon's Ire, that's 3. You're targeting yourself, that's Fey 2, so you have 5. Difficulty is normally 8, raised by 1 because of the place to 9. But then you have a very red cap bunk, so that reduces it by 4. Your difficulty is 5. So roll your dice against difficulty 5. You have 5 dice. Are you spending willpower?
Yes, I will spend a willpower.
Okay, I'm marking it down. Please roll 5 dice, and you already have 1 success. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 willpower 5 less 1. You have 4 successes. You have 4 extra strength. Now roll strength plus 4 plus athletics to do
Strength,
your
okay.
lift the box action.
Can I help?
Strength plus 4. Wait,
I think
two,
Slate, you aren't
three,
helping because you
four,
were
five,
thinking earlier that he shouldn't do
two,
stuff.
three, four.
Oh, true, true.
Right? You covered the mouth and all. So
I'm not, my feet aren't even on the ground.
well,
I
one
can't
foot
help.
is it? You're like ballet pose, 1 foot on the mouth, 2 hands on the wall,
Okay,
Would like
so strength. Okay, so 5 strength, 4 athletics,
and then 4 more dice.
and then 4 more dice.
You have 13 dice to roll.
3, 4. It's off the screen.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6. You have 6 successes. That's perfect.
Woo!
You lift the box over your head. Even Slate is hanging now to the box as you suddenly lift it up. And as you do so, you expose that was once Pandora. But ever since Pandora's undoing, there is no woman. There's just the clothes as if they were wrapped around her. So you see the rough shape of a woman fluttering in the wind. The same Pandora childhood story that scared you all of the ghost that will trap you in the box. Slate seeing the undone Pandora, and yes, with memories that she was once your friend. What do you do before Flynn continues his action?
Is there anything we can do to fix her?
It's again just like when you had your memory
The
of
mode too.
Muto. Of Mutu. They're undone, so you don't think you can help them. But you never know, because supposedly outside this house is the dreaming.
The dreaming, you say?
Remember, you all stepped into this house and it was outside the dreaming. Just outside is the dreaming.
Man, my instincts say hug her, but then I don't know if that'll work.
Hug
What do
her
you do?
outside. Take it
And I
outside.
am giving you all I'm giving you all the 30-minute warning.
Oh shit.
You have 30 minutes left in the session.
Oh my god,
Is there a way? Oh man, there's no way
PM'd
to throw her
something.
out.
I PM'd
Oh,
something, I'm panicking.
there's no way for me to send her out of the house, right? Hello.
Maybe.
Look at your cantrips. Is there something you could use to send them out?
Can I use my shadows to do that? He told me before I couldn't use them
No,
to like
the
meet
shadows.
people.
Yeah, your current shadows are just immaterial shadows, so sadly no. You do, however, have
Chicanery.
your powers won't help you do the actual physical
Yeah.
act. Your best bet might be to get Flynn to do it.
Sweet. Slate. Wait, no, that's
Slate.
my name.
You're Slate.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Slate. Yes, you're
Flynn.
Slate. What?
Flynn, we have to eat her out the house. Is there a window? We're on the first floor, right?
So you use your tongue to shove open the closest window.
Yeah. And then can I...
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you go ahead. Go ahead.
No, basically, I was gonna say dexterity athletics to use your tongue to shove open the window.
I don't know. I don't know if I can do that. Dexterity. What again? Sorry.
Athletics.
Athletics.
Athletics. So that's 8.
You have 7 dice.
Oh shoot. Numbers. Oh no! Go eat that other one.
So as
5, 6,
as
7.
Slate launches the tongue to flick the lock of the window open, what does Flynn do?
Uh, Lynn's immediate reaction is to, as soon as he has the box, he's going to make sure first off that Slate isn't hanging on the box anymore, and he's
let
going
go.
to take the box.
Yeah, kumbaga, while hanging, tongue to open window, and then I presume Slate you drop to the ground.
Yeah, as silent as a cat. Yeah.
And then immediately, with one hand, Flynn is going to use the box as if like like a glove, like what do they call it? Like a catcher's net, and then just fling Undone Pandora out the window using the box.
You still have your cantrip empowered strength. It is fading away.
Yes.
So use one last roll for strength athletics. That's still 13 dice.
2, 3, 4, 6, 9,
All
10,
the dice.
11, 12, 13.
Oh my god. It's out of this world! Oh wow, look at all that. Oh.
Okay,
Yes,
so I have to roll 10 more.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You have 9 successes and 2 extra dice. No need to roll those 2 extra.
Do I have to
Um,
roll some extras too? I have a 10.
Scooping. Yeah, but no need. You both got enough successes. Scooping Pandora's ghost into the box. You rush to the open window that your brother had flicked open. And as you shove the box through the window, you see the box suddenly surrounded by swirls of light and glamour as it is out of the dream house and is infused with the very essence of the dreaming outside. As it vanishes, well, not vanishes, but as it falls further out of view, the two of you sigh with relief for that moment because the danger has been averted. Or
Flynn,
has it?
Is the
Flynn
monster behind
immediately
us?
turns around as he looks out the window. He immediately turns around, knowing how much noise they made.
Yep.
You both turn, looking back at the door where you just had that massive athletic feats done, and the door still remains closed.
Good.
Through the door, you could hear the voice, however, as Nemo starts muttering, "Everything I want the world to be is now coming true, especially for me. And the reason is clear.
It's
He turns to
because
look at you, Mirage.
it's because you are here.
His eyes widen. You're the nearest thing to heaven that I've seen.
But yeah,
Ay.
ay, lagi na.
You realize, Mirage, he is not looking at you. He's looking past you.
Ay. Oh my god. Panic.
Do you glance back? Do you risk looking away from him and glance back?
No, can I just like grab his face and just have some attention towards me?
You grab his face to look at you, and he
Like,
mutters,
and then I go,
That's Cecily. That's Cecily outside. I'm the world looking down on my creation. It's the only explanation I can find.
oh, I, the love that you found?
He starts to drop to the ground as if he can't stand, as if he's too weak. Ever since I've been around,
I tried to make sense of what in all this discussion, like, how can I help this dude? Like, I still haven't
I'll,
figured it
I will,
out. I still haven't figured
I'll
it
allow
out.
you. I'll allow you to roll, um, enigmas
Oh, thank.
and
Oh,
intelligence.
finally!
And while you
I'm so sad
and
I
while
haven't
you're
been able to
rolling,
place it. Like, tangina
while
pa.
you're rolling,
Last roll pa jud.
Flynn and Slate, the two of you are staring at the door, and you hear the words, and you're both realizing those are songs.
Yes.
Do we hear any clicking noises first? First and foremost, do we hear
Um,
clicking noises?
no kicking noises, no fighting
Clicking.
noises.
No, clicking noises, like Motu noises,
Oh,
clicking
none,
sound.
not at all.
Ah,
Do
If
you
I.
risk the door?
yes. We'll go towards the door and lightly and gently. Wait, do you want me to do it? Because I've got larceny. Or do you have larceny? Lynn?
I also have larceny.
How big is your
Um, S-
larceny?
Slate, do you want to open the door while Flynn charges up for another strength moment?
Ah,
Can I use
but
willpower?
he said, but Motu said he didn't want to fight.
Can can I use willpower? Just as a segue. Can I in this
If
roll?
sure.
Okay.
Ah,
So Flynn and Slate, while Santi's rolling, what's your plan? Open the door, prepare with cantrips first.
actually, wait. Let's go into the shadows again. This way we can sneak in. Hopefully.
Panic.
I will use autumn
Flynn?
one
Yeah.
Yeah.
unless you have
Flynn
other
is
plans.
just going to go along right now, considering that he feels like going in this time with the violence approach probably will not end well again.
Okay. So Slate, you just roll your autumn and Fae.
And it's two, yeah. Here's Faye. Faye is two, so it's
Yeah,
three
so you have three
dice.
dice.
Do
Your
I
bunk?
bunk? Hmm. Uh, is there any other doors nearby, or no?
Sure. There may be other doors nearby.
Oh, but I will take this rug that's very dusty and very under us, and I
Mm-hmm.
will take my dagger, my chimerical dagger, and like cut out a sheet of it, a sheet
Okay.
big enough to fit the both of us,
Okay.
and I will wrap that around the both of us and pretend it's like the invisibility cloak of
Okay.
Harry Potter, but it's more or less shadows. Wee.
Okay, sounds great. Roll your 3 dice. You'll have -3 to your difficulty. So that's difficulty 5. You have
Oh
one,
bye.
two, three successes.
Damn.
Sadly, you don't have a 4, so no additional rolls, but shadows wrap around you both perfectly. It took a while, however, to cut the rug, so I'll go back to Santi for a few turns before you two join in. Santi, your roll is
With one willpower, then 9, 5, 8, 2, 6, 8, 7.
you're staring at Nemo. You're starting to piece together things based on the memory as well. You remember both of you waiting in position. Kim finally stepping forward, stepping into the rug as you yank it. And as he falls, Pandora waiting with the box open. But Joseph Van Nussetti does not tumble in. Instead, he stops almost 2 feet from the box. Because in the act of falling, he has instinctively brought up the gray sword and used it as a stand to prop himself from hitting the box. The sword fell where Pandora was holding the box. So she's here, and as he falls,
Ooh.
and then as he looks up and sees Pandora, his eyes go wide. Oh no. Joseph pushes himself back to standing position. And back then, Santi, as the two of you exchange blows, as Cheshire emerged out of nowhere to strike as well, Joseph seemed to had enough and unleashed an explosion of glamour and banality in all directions. You barely remembered what happened next. Then, but now, piecing together everything, you
You
must have all been reborn. Your previous mortal hosts died that day. But then you were reborn in the bodies of children in the orphanage. The orphanage next door. You start to realize Joseph Van Nussetti forgot who he is as well. He became this addled old man in the abandoned house. He lived with a young child, Cecily, caring for her but not really knowing that he created her. He found her, he lured her, and Minx eventually showing up, adopting her as her own child. Or was Minx placed here? She was getting payment from the Archery Foundation. Were they keeping an autumn person next door so he would not remember who he was?
as a way to stop him in a sense. But
The circle was deemed dead. None of them believed you all survived.
and yet here we are.
Was your presence in the vicinity providing him with just enough glamour to remember? You're staring at the man now in front of you. But he doesn't remember. He didn't recognize you. And what's this song thing he's suffering from? He grabs his head again. What I used, that I've got, they used to call the blues. Nothing's really wrong. Feels like I don't belong. Walking around, some kind of lonely clown.
What did he Would you like to be left alone?
He looks at you. Why? Why is she so important to me? Why do I keep thinking of her? What are you? The door opens. Flynn, Slate,
Mhm.
the door has opened thanks to you two, but because you're shadowy, it looks like the door just opened from the wind.
Sweetie.
You both can see your companion talking to the man Nemo. Holding hands, right? Mirage,
Yeah.
you're holding his hands.
I has would I know that this we the iteration where we all died is only one instance because he meant multiple lives. Have we tried to stop him in different instances?
Ooh.
You only fought against Joseph Anasetti once, and that led to all of you dying and being reincarnated in new human bodies. Your previous lives have heard and encountered Joseph Anasetti, but never as part of the Unbroken Circle. So yung encounters niya dati was, you see he's there, you flee.
Mm.
You don't engage.
Except that one time, it depends.
Yeah, and that one time you became knights na, so you were given the quest to bring him down. Slate and Flynn, seeing your brother is talking to Nemo, and he doesn't seem to be harmed or getting attacked. Do you reveal yourselves? Do you maintain your advantage? Also warning, less than 20 minutes.
Okay, I would say, okay, using the song. If this is the song I'm thinking of, if this is the right song, I would say like, it seems that it's the only thing to do. Find the one who loves you. This is the right one. This is the right song. Not panic. Because he mentioned Funny Clown. This is hanging around, nothing to do.
He stares at you.
Fuck! I'm panicking.
He looks at you and he smiles. Rainy days and Mondays always
Fuck
get
yes.
me out.
Oh shit.
Nice.
The testing.
It clicks in your head finally. These songs, they're bunks.
Oh shit.
He's strapped with bunks in him. These are unfinished cantrips dancing in his head.
Mm. Oh, I would say what you feel has come and gone before.
He looks at you a bit surprised. No need to talk about it.
We know what it's all about.
His eyes widen. Hanging around. Nothing to do but frown.
No. It seems that the only thing to do.
He looks at you a bit surprised.
There's gotta be some way to take charge of this bunks. Find a way to
Do either
dispel
of you
it.
do either of you step in? Flynn, Slate, double checking. But
Uh,
your brother's now quote singing with him, and he seems
I'm-
excitedly that they're doing that.
It's no,
It's
it's
kind of cute. I guess.
Carpenter.
I guess.
My hair is
I
hurting.
guess. I guess. Santi has found his true. True other half. His true other half.
Finn is just going to be very confused, but he doesn't want to interrupt what's going on because it seems to be working.
No, it's bad. It's bad, man.
Flynn.
Stop it.
Flynn,
Panic.
Flynn. Across
Yes.
the room, Flynn, you see the portal. You see Cecily.
Motherfucker.
Do you ignore her for now and stick to family? Or do you go to the portal?
Mawa.
Choices.
Choices! Oh no!
I stare at you. No, but follow her.
You don't, you don't know I'm here.
You don't see me. You don't see us.
Yeah, do not perceive us.
Close. I'd like to close the door very like nonchalant. You know, like spooky
Flynn is going to be
backwards.
Flynn is just going to be staring at the portal for a bit, lost in the what he has to do.
So you resist going to her.
Yes, but also resist going to Paris. He's like caught between the choices.
Focusing on your family. The two of you are still shadow. Do you allow yourselves to become visible and help your brother, or do you stay invisible to ready and help without being seen?
I think ready and help not to be seen might be
Okay,
the way
and
to
you,
go because the
Flynn?
last time startling.
Yes, I would also be ready to concede.
Nemo grabs his head. Sir, it's so confusing. It's like different things in my head running. Something in the wind has lured my name. It's telling me things are not the same. In the leaves of the trees, the touch of the breeze. He grabs his head and starts to look like he's in pain.
Oh no. I remember the conversation with the satyr, right?
Yes.
But he's not an autumn person, right?
Dontaine count as autumn people, but they are changelings that are autumn people. Compared to Dr. Minx. Dr. Minx. Dr. Minx. What was Dr. Minx's role again?
It's right beside us.
While you're thinking of that line, as we move closer to 15 minutes before the game ends, Slate.
Mm-hmm.
You're staring at the baby.
Yeah.
Flashback.
And as you're staring at the baby, you remember the messages I just sent you.
I need
Yes.
answers. Please, it's open.
The child, the child just stared at you, and as you use your arts to understand the child, you realize, what are you?
Who's
The child is a
Demon?
dream. The child is a hope.
Oh my
The child is a
god.
last desire. And your eyes widen as you realize Joseph Vanusetti created this child? There's suddenly a crash behind you. What do you do, Slate?
Protect the baby.
You block with your body to protect the baby, and you look up and see the horrible visage of the Bloody Lord. You're finally free from the ceiling.
Oh, okay. Oh, my heart. Oh.
And that's how you do a jump scare in an RPG game.
Jesus.
Slate would like to softly, but like brotherly sort of kick him a little on the shoulder, like, you son of a gun!
As
Oh,
you,
my
There's just a
as
heart!
deep
you,
imprint. There's just a deep imprint of the Bloody Lord on the floor, and you just hear
Oh god.
Come on, get up, get up. Take a look at this thing.
you worried for a moment that he had found you, but thankfully it was just the Bloody Lord who's right now groaning in pain on the ground. You turn back to the baby and, you're a bit startled. The baby's bigger.
What?
It was a 1 year old. Why does the baby look like it's two now? Three. The baby sits up and looks at you.
Hmm? You know how when you like wave your finger in front of the kid just to
Hmm?
amuse them? So since he's got the very flexible fingers, that's what's happening. Just to
The
get
baby grabs one of your flexible fingers, giggles, and as the baby um, tugs on your fingers, you realize the baby wants to put the finger in its mouth.
I don't think that's hygiene.
You
Can I
hear more
pick up the
crashing. You hear more crashing sounds down below. Bloody Lord, you twist on the ground to look what's happening in the hole in the ground, and your eyes widen when you see Pandora stabbed through by the Grey Sword.
immediately as he sees that Pandora has been stabbed by the greatsword. He looks to see if their enemy has realized what he's had exactly done.
You see the enemy back away, startled. He's holding the blade, but he looks shocked again. Beside the enemy, you see Santi, well, Mirage, pulling back with the blade to strike. But then he starts to whip glamour all around him. A cantrip is about to be unleashed. What do you do, Bloody Lord?
Immediately, the Bloody Lord, realizing what's about to happen, he looks at Slate, and then he looks at um,
The kid.
he looks at the situation, and he immediately jumps at them, and he's going to cast confounding coils, which is basically to like he's going to more or less
The armor.
uh, yes, on the armor he's going to like coil the armor around them instead, like as if it's as if he's like tearing off his own armor and then like
You
shaping it
you
with
you shape the
what
armor, but you never learned scene. You can only protect yourself or Slate. You never learned actor. You cannot protect the baby.
Oh fuck.
What if
okay
Slate is
immediately instead he's just going to cast it on himself and then he's just going to use his body, his large body, to
As a
cover
shield.
them. Yes, and
Okay,
basically he coils himself around them.
that's fine. As you do that and the armor wraps around you, Slate, you were saying?
yeah, I was going to say like it would be like beer where you have the core and then you have the middle part and then you have the crust.
Mm-hmm.
But the crust is that's how I visualize.
So
Uh
currently, with Flynn blocking, protecting you, and you blocking, protecting the baby, as the glamour and banality tornado swirls all around, do you try one last thing with the baby?
uh God, don't want to eat the baby out the window, but it looks like it might work. Uh
Rings.
what? What? Did you say something?
The rings.
The rings, right, right, right. She's not that young. Mm, she's not the right age to pick up the rings, I think. Is she?
You do you push the ring in towards her,
Yes.
pushing your hand against her where the ring is. The baby touches the ring and looks at you, but then you hear your brother behind you scream in pain, and you feel him torn from behind you. As you
Give
end
the
up yelling out Flynn's name, glamour and banality hit you as well. And we cut back to the present day. You're both seeing Nemo crumbling to the ground again, seemingly having this migraine, as he seems to be bouncing between different words.
Synthesis.
There's only one wish in my head. When this day I hope I will find, why do stars fall down from the sky every time you walk by? Like,
But
just like me, I'm on top of the world looking down on creation. I. He turns to you, Mirage. Help me!
I. Oh. I. Is there a way I can? God, where is it? What was that? Where's the calming spell in Kindred when you need it?
Well, you could try basic empathy,
um,
charisma empathy.
I would like to give the man like a sense of peace that in this moment of chaos, he will find his like let it pass, let it go through you, and you will find like once the storm's over, the waters will be still kind of moment as I just place a hand on his shoulder
Mm-hmm.
and I just tell him Um, there is only one wish on my mind when this day is through. I hope that you will find that tomorrow will be just the same for you and me.
He looks at you, and as he stares at you, I'll trust you. Closes his eyes and seems to have lost consciousness. The three of you take a beat. There's a moment the three of you are waiting, ready to see if something will happen, but he stays unconscious.
I
He has let go of the resistance and is allowing the three of you, well, allowing Santi to end this the way it should.
I let the man at least like lie down comfortably. And like I grab like the closest soft thing, make it a pillow and put it on my lap and put his head there, like, and then I look up at the other two. I give like
In the
this.
interest of time, yeah, sorry,
Yes.
in the interest of time, let's assume your characters quickly trade everything you know.
Mhm.
Yes.
Slate, feel free to mention now the things you were receiving. Santi, feel free to share in character the things you've realized. Flynn, feel free to share your thoughts as well on the overall situation. And we're down to our last 5 minutes. Begin.
Mhm.
It's Cecily. The same Cecily from the second floor of the old building across from here.
Our Cecily.
Yeah, same Cecily. But
I'll add to that. I saw her just before we died. She touched the rings. Did she gather them? Did she
yeah,
collect them? But only a creature of glamour could see the rings. Continue.
Uh, I would tell the others of like what I know so far with how uh just essentially the guy we're hunting down, just because he's dealing with banality, he created hope. In the sea of
created
banality, he created hope.
and a
But
dream.
in a dream.
And I pointed at Cecily.
Perhaps
That baby.
perhaps we should have not tried to disturb. Clearly the kingdom is stopping the creation of these things through hopelessness.
What if
Go on.
He,
what if they misunderstood it?
uh, banality is the death of us all. Of course,
But
there is
he
every right.
wasn't dying.
They
We
did
have
not.
every right to fear it, but should we not have understood it?
If we had given him a chance instead of provoking and attacking, if we had seen through the banality, without banality, we would not know of the good. Darkness is needed for the light. He found a way.
Just letting you know, Sin, I sent you a message.
Mhm.
Continue.
Yes, I saw.
We must give this man peace, be it bliss or we must know what he wants and lay him to rest. That's the only way this would end.
Nate brings out his knife and is like this?
No,
Okay.
any form of antagonism would bring out banality. It
So
will.
you're going to sing him a lullaby?
We reach through him, not in the ways we usually know. Through song, through his way. It has something
But
to do with the child Cecily. There must be a connection.
the question is, what does that make Cecily do?
What does that make us? What?
What?
Oh,
What?
what does that make Cecily?
Uh,
He looks. Flynn looks um at Nemo. Flynn, and then he looks back at the portal that that shows Cecily. Like,
I give a small
yeah,
smile. I give a small smile as I look at Flynn as if he should know the answer. Who is Cecily? Someone to love. Carpenter Love. Have you not? Did you not love her in another life?
Flynn looks at his brother and gives a small smile. If only I remembered that far back.
but you only met her back then, like before we exploded, I guess. What if you remember back in the room, Professor Minx?
What about
She seems to take care of him in
No,
a way.
no. The she's appointed there by the kingdom to keep him at
What if
bay.
it was for the better? Without him remembering all this, without all this pain it gives him.
We have to free him at some point.
Oh,
Continue the dream.
before we got in here, um, I was at the river. The river that if you drink from, you remember everything. And there was this toad. It told me that sure I can drink from it, I could remember everything, but maybe there are just some things we shouldn't remember. You know, there's so much pain in this world. Do you truly want to keep him that way? Look at how much he struggled already.
Is he not?
Perhaps it's for the better.
Is he not bound in this fate because of what we've done to him?
What if what we did was a mercy? What if we had arranged, or not necessarily we had arranged it, but somebody had arranged to keep Professor the doctor nearby, to keep him at bay, to keep him from remembering, to keep him harmless, I guess. He wasn't hurting, I guess. He wasn't hurting as much. I mean, you remember how much it hurt? Or I assume maybe that was just me when I was trying to remember after we visited the hospital. Did you feel that pain
Keep it.
before we got to glam? Before we were reunited with with the fairy side of us? What if it was just too painful?
Would you rather we just all play humans? Would you rather we just let go of the Fae? Live in bliss?
What if this is his bliss? Who are you to take it away from him?
There's a reason he created the child.
His hope, his dream, perhaps, the last desire. I don't understand it myself, but
Being trapped, not knowing what he is, I feel like that's what's causing him pain.
when you first saw him, was he in pain? before you unlocked all this? Or I assume it is you.
You
Why you
remember the
why were you
you remember
blaming
the backyard.
why you
Yeah,
blaming
you remember the
Santi?
backyard, Santi. You remember the backyard. You remember hearing Nemo cheerfully talking to you. For a
Did he,
homeless man,
What
you
the
remember he was still very cheerful, engaging, and all that.
did he seem happy?
it was
Was
my
he-
fault? The fuck? I feel bad. Shit. Player realization. Holy shit. Oh, Mirage had something to do with this.
Because
Oh.
this man here, this is not Joseph Banasetti the third. The third?
Yes.
The
The
son.
third.
The third. Yes.
Third.
This is just Nemo. This is just the old man. Without him remembering, there can't be Joseph Banasetti the third. It'd be like he was dead. He would be
It would be
happy.
like he was known.
It would be like he was no one. Yes, exactly that. And now he has, well, he has Dr. Minx and Cecily. That does sound like a sort of broken but complete family. It does sound like he is happy.
So we leave them here? Will this help him if we leave him here?
We are not
He,
the ones to judge, really. If
No,
he should be
if you
left
tell
here.
me to leave, I will leave if I know this will help him. I will leave. It's not a rhetorical. Legit, as a player and as the character, he wants to know if leaving will actually help. He's asking, will this help? Because if it does, he will walk away. Against the
we should
king's
make him.
orders, against everything, he will walk away to help this man.
To be honest, if there is no memories of Joseph Vanasetti, that would mean the guy is gone. The guy is dead. The guy is no longer. Our mission
The
is
co-
complete.
Oh,
Mm.
okay. So it's like he looks at Nemo, he looks at the portal, he looks back at the Bloody Lord.
What if we made him forget more? Something to ease him back. I don't think I have anything left. So.
I will just give like this smile and goes, well, how can we help him further?
I don't know if your sheet. Can we confuse him perhaps to think this was just all a dream?
Uh, can I use dream logic for this?
You don't have a power that's dream logic. It's just to a skill to understand dream logic.
The
So
chicanery 3 wouldn't work that way.
let me double check. Let me double check. Let me double check.
Disorient and confused target.
If I
Dream
remember
logic just
correctly,
it disorients people. So that could have helped you earlier if you wanted to delay him from doing something.
No.
Long term, not really, because at most it will only last for a day.
Uh,
However, now
What
that
about
you are all
Kronos?
more or less in the mindset of how we can help him,
yes.
the scene can actually end there, and we can assume you've now brought this up to the courts to help you handle it.
Uh, fair. Yeah, we can do that because
Kumbaga, wala eh. It's beyond your power. So maybe someone stronger can step in to help.
that is fair. Yes, because he all he wants right now is to figure out how to help this man be in his
Mhm.
own bliss, be in his own little bubble. Keep it that
So
way.
we can move to epilogues.
Yeah.
Epilogue number 1. We have Anna, the monster maker. She looks at you, Slate, at you, Flynn, and at you, Santi, standing in front of her. She's heard the entire report, the whole record of the events. She stares at all of you and mutters, I will admit, you have completed the quest indeed, and your story is remarkable. It gives us hope that the daunting might not be completely lost. Of the embodiment of Vanasetti's hope, this Cecily, I must charge one of you to watch over her.
Slaps this big man over here.
Side
He can
eyes the
do it.
bloody lord.
The
Bombastic
bloody
side
lord is
eye.
just like
No, I cannot allow the
Uh,
Bloody Lord.
uh,
Oh? Oh.
uh,
She stares at all of you, and surely you're joking. If I assign him to watch over her, then he'll start to doubt if he loves her or if he's just doing it for a duty.
oh, that would be quite cruel. You're right.
I won't assign it to her. To him. Looks at the two of you. You two decide which of you will have to watch over her.
I am. Slate, it's on
the
you.
bloody lord side eyes, the brush.
Slate, it's on you.
Uh,
It is on you, Slate.
Anna
you
then
want to? Oh,
Anna
I
then
want to pull
drops
a mean role.
she
I
drops a
want to pull a mean.
proclamation reinstating that the checks from the Ardry Foundation be submitted. And in this cutscene, we see Dr. Mink staring at the envelope. Cecily, they've given us back funding. For what? It seems time to reopen the orphanage. The two look surprised, but they're excited. They start building the orphanage again. And next door, we see the abandoned house where Nemo still is. Second to the last epilogue, in the dreaming, Slate and Santi, the two of you are standing there and you're staring at the bare square hole in the greenery part of the dreaming. That's where the house used to stand. Sir Felix is there with the two of you and mutters, "It just disappeared after the three of you got out and reported to the regent. The house disappeared. You think it has to do with the orphanage back in business?"
When was the orphanage? Like, what date was it before? Like, in comparison with when this thing came up, building.
The dates match as Felix explains. After your
Yes.
characters died your chimerical deaths, the orphanage had been set up in this area. You eventually were
Yes.
reborn in human children bodies in the orphanage. And then your strong connections allowed you to form your glamour bonds, but that inadvertently also allowed parts of Nemo to resurface. With the funding being halted when David Ardrey went gone, the orphanage being shut down, Mink stopped being near Nemo, which made everything worse. And that's when the house reemerged in the dream.
I
But
guess
now
it's
that,
all.
but yeah, Felix looks at you, Santi. So, what's it like watching over the Dantain? I guess it's pretty fun.
I let out a shrug and give like that professional smile. All in a day's work.
Well, I'd love to help you out. Felix smiles.
That's great. Why don't you go
Yeah.
visit then?
Yeah.
Oh, I promise I'll visit every time and help you.
Oh, don't
And
need
then
to
Felix
promise.
just
Why
walks
don't you
away.
come with?
Mm. I twitch.
Cuckoo.
I twitch.
And it's always
Totally knew
painful when
that.
you realize the Puku's lying.
Mm.
No, so it was like totally. We should totally do it because it's more annoying to him.
Mm.
As Felix walks away, the two of you feel something by your feet, and as you look down, you see a frog. The frog smiles at you both. Hello.
Oh, it's you again.
Who the fuck are you?
Oh,
About
yes, it's you. Have you decided if you'd like to remember everything? Or would you like to forget everything?
a clean slate always suited me. What about you?
Oh, I wouldn't want to overwork myself with. I know I like to help, but that life. Overworked, barely giving myself help.
The frog smiles. What's hope? And then it just hops away, gleeful with its uncaring experience existence.
Hmm. Suspicious.
Oh,
It
Maybe
does
for
make you
another time.
realize that for the frog, it had given up all its past and has nothing to hope for and found peace. For Nemo, he gave everything up for his hope, and now his hope lives on, giving him peace.
Hmm. Seems like it worked out. So, you're taking care of the Bloody Lord and Cecily, right?
I shall help in every way I can.
Mhm.
That would be
And
pretty helpful.
God damn it.
to close the session, Flynn, you are throwing punches. The bell rings and you've won another match and people cheer. It's weird how, in as much as the fighting rings have been exciting, it's just not the same as being on a quest. A woman calls out from the stand, and as you look, you see Cecily standing. She couldn't see the fight, but she heard every bit of it, and she cheers knowing you've won.
Flynn looks up, uh, and then he looks around as well, like knowing if Cecily's here, chances are his brothers are as well.
Looking
Looks in the
around, you're
crowd trying to see
surprised.
them.
No sign of the brothers, not a single one.
Or is there?
Flynn raises his brow before uh, going over and then looking around as well, looking a bit harder, see, trying to see as well. But then he looks back at Cecily, trying to see if there's just an elaborate joke going on from his
You're
brothers or not.
surprised? Still no sign of them. They really aren't here. Getting to Cecily, she laughs and asks you, still wondering if they're planning to spring a surprise on you?
Maybe. I'm not entirely sure when those two would ever show up. Though, hopefully, they'll at least send a letter.
Can I at least have a congratulatory hug because you won that match, Mr. Cashiel?
Flynn smiles and immediately hugs her, lifting her up.
Easy, she mutters. Never lift a blind girl without asking first. You know that freaks us out.
It's alright. I'm here.
Hugs you tight, hands run across your back. Maybe we should have my mom look into your back just to make sure there aren't any lingering injuries.
I don't know. So far, it feels pretty light, so I wouldn't worry about it.
So I'm just happy things are better. I mean, a month ago, remember when I suddenly just got sick and I was having all these weird dreams? I tried calling you, remember?
Yeah, yeah, I remember.
Well, at least things are back to normal now, and that's what's important. Shall we head off?
Sure, let's go.
The two of you walk, making your way home. And while walking, she starts humming. You glance at her, you don't recall hearing her sing this song before. Last roll for the game session. Please
Oh
roll
boy.
intelligence enigmas.
Oh no. Intelligence and what?
Enigmas.
No, my best role. Okay.
Wait, we all roll it?
No, no, just the nut. Just
Oh
Flynn.
my god, I just have to.
Okay, okay. Oh my god.
Your roll?
Ah!
We're-
Ooh.
You fail. Oh no, you have a 10. You succeed.
Here's a 10.
You stare because you remember Santi talking to all of you and telling you these are the songs that Nemo has been humming. They are all Carpenter songs.
Yep. Fucking hell.
Warn me if any of them start playing in your head because you were worried that they might have what Nemo had. Cecily looks at you and mutters, it's you know, it's just a song I've been hearing in my head that I like. It goes, day after day, I must face a world of strangers where I don't belong. She looks at you. I'm not that strong. It's
But
nice to
there's no.
know that there's
Wait,
someone I can turn to who will always care. You're always there. And we cut the scene to the ending. We see Nemo
When
alone in the house. When there's
there's
no
no
getting
getting
over
over
that
that
over the
rainbow.
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 When the
When the
When the
smallest
smallest
of
of
dreams
the
dreams
don't
don't
dreams
come
come
don't come
true,
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 I can
I can take
take
all
all
the
the
madness
madness
that
the
the love
world
has
has
to
to
give.
give,
has to
but
give
I won't.
Won't
up
last a day. We end the game there.
without you.
Fuck, I'm gonna cry. Nemo, I wanna give Nemo a hug.
And that was
Respectfully.
The House That No One Built, a Changeling the Dreaming mini campaign.
Thank you
Thank
so
you for
much.
playing.
Thank you, Toby.
Thank you for the
Oh
man.
god.
Thank you. Crying. Okay. Thank you for the players. Thank you again, Nair and
A
Sint.
quick post safety check. Everyone okay emotionally? I know it was an
No, no,
intense moment.
devastating.
It was
I'm
too
devastated.
fun.
What do you mean I'm emotionally okay? No, but I'll consented though. Consented damage. Just letting you know.
Hmm.
I'm just gonna be wrecked. I'm gonna cry myself to sleep. I have a shift in 5 hours. I need to sleep. So we're
I'm so
gonna.
sorry to keep you up, but thank you so much for playing.
Yeah, we're gonna raid out the Ishi Tanuki, who is one of the people that I play.
Fellow NPC.
Yeah, fellow NPC, fellow knifer, knows emotional damage, helps me curate it. Carpenter's for I swear, the moment you were quoting Carpenter, I was like, fuck. It's so good though. I will use, but the first
I
song that we're gonna raid with, I know Carpenter's forever, but the hey, we're gonna raid this and the what's
Oh
going
my
on,
god.
please.
It is also
Hmm.
stuck in my head.
Yeah, and I say, hey, so
That
this.
that among the songs you picked, that's the only thing I can recognize.
And I'm
I'm
That's
so bad with
okay.
singing this
music.
and outside.
It it was very appropriate. It was the grump who recognized the Carpenter songs.
Yeah, I know. Tangina. I'm old. Yes. Thank y'all. Thank you for joining us in this final leg, and tune in if you guys want to check out really cool TTRPG stuff, written works and whatnot. Check out Tag Sessions. He's published so many written things. He's done so many TTRPG related content. Just follow him, page everywhere. Just go. And again, thank you guys. Thank you, Sin. Thank you, Ner, for this wonderful journey. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry now. I'm gonna cry myself to sleep. Y'all cry yourself to sleep and sing the Carpenter songs, I swear. Just for Nemo.
I swear.
Goodbye.
The what's up is gonna be stuck in my head for a while. Thank you.
Rating out. Goodbye.
Oh god, that's what's stuck in my head.
Bye.
Oh my god. It still echoes.
Bye.
Bye bye.